execute, but there is a chance. If they can get in front, their draft works very, very well. Let's see how this goes. Game number 1 here in the upper bracket finals of the EEU Road to the International. Na'Vi versus Aurora. The winning team gets through to the grand finals. The losing team will go down to the lower bracket to play against the winners of Namiga and Cyber Goose tomorrow. Let's find out.
Both teams smoked into the mid lane. They expect Kiyotaka to look for the ward, and they're here. They're ready. 5 heroes.
It's good damage. It's very good damage, but the heals are coming through, but it's not going to be enough, and Copy's going to be the one to get the first blood. I would say, you know, when it comes to Sniper getting first blood, I would say, you know, bottom of S tier, maybe top 20s, I believe, is what I would say.
Yesterday.
Real ones will get that.
The real ones will get that. I was like, brother, wait a second. I remember this conversation.
Just took your word. How to become an A-tier analyst, just...
Wait, what? Monka?
Well, I mean, an S-tier analyst would come up with their own points, right? But you know, I could be A just by regurgitating
I thought you
yours.
said that you were copy. I was laughing so much I couldn't hear you fully. I was like, oh my god, this is the shade at the very end of the meme. All right, I get it.
Yuragi, though, also kind of getting jumped here. Is he going to be okay? Mirror's here as well with the cast. Yeah, he's well, Yuragi, nah, he's gone. Right click's about to come through. A volley of them lands, and Yuragi will die. Like how Kaori sits around there just trying to get a little bit of extra damage off from these faithful bonds.
Start of the game, it kind of shows that RV done their homework, right? Like they checked for replay, they see that Kiyotaka likes to, you know, beeline it to mid lane, do a quick ward check and back out, and yeah, Ari is just getting punched in the face.
What is happening? We're 2 kills at 30 seconds into the game. Everybody's just taking chunks out of each other. These guys have a lot of aggression to get out. They've just been sitting and watching, I guess, that 70-minute game we just had. They're itching to play. Yeah. They want to play some Dota.
Maybe they've been playing Overthrow and their mindset's still like just spam spells, right? They're doing their warm-ups. They come here, it's like ah. Yeah, it's a good healthy start, and yeah, like you were saying, of course, Sniper getting the first blood. As soon as you get the early race band, that means the first wave's even easier to try and, you know, out CS, and he's 5-1 to the 4. And the Death Prophets are not really showing the crazy advantage as of yet, but maybe in a couple's wave time it will compound as Ari does finally go down.
Yeah, and it gets run down by Panto and Nightfall. The damage which comes out from this Omni Knight in the early levels is pretty devastating. Ari not respecting that. And the level 2's also getting there quicker as well.
I mean, he often thrives on the fact that his move speed's pretty decent, right? He doesn't have boots, he went for Stick and Fairy and Blood Grenade and has 310. But he is playing into an Omni Knight who also has 310 move speed. So it just takes like one route from a Oracle and the Omni Knight will be able to catch up to him. If you are in proximity, you just kind of like follow him equally. So yeah, when Nyx often gets to kite away from the aggression, Omni Knight can follow. But Na'Vi, they need to make sure they stabilize the lanes. They cannot lose, you know, a couple side lanes and suddenly accelerate Aurora's timing that, you know, we're afraid of in the draft.
Yeah. It's going to be a pretty late bottle for Kiyotaka. I don't think Copy's going to go and deny that other rune, but there's potential.
Really? You just did that?
So, quick recap on the side lanes. The not huge advantage coming out for anyone in particular. Nightfall's obviously doing well for himself, especially with that kill onto Ari. He didn't get the credit for it, though. That was Panto's, but still, that's the only significant lead in any of these lanes. Sniper doing decently at mid, but nothing significant as of yet.
He is ahead in net worth, though, right? The CS is quite deceptive, but you can already see that he's spent 100 gold more on consumables from the Death Prophet, and there is a 500 gold lead to the Sniper.
Is significant.
I just realised that we quietly had an observer change. We had Patrick yesterday. Now we got Scriff. I could tell. I feel the cursor movement was slightly different, and I had to check Discord. I was like, who do we have observing today? I was like, oh yeah, that cursor. That's like a Scriff observer.
Oh, he's blinking at us. Interesting. Hi, buddy.
Missing talk.
All right. Well, you know, we'll see who does a better job, Scriff or Patrick. Patrick set a very high bar, but so far so good.
Again, at least I can say with great confidence that we won't miss tormentors with Scriff. That is, that's all I can say. I love you, Patrick. Anyway, moving on. Didn't really speak about the combination of Mag Willow, but it's always so much fun. I feel like I'll say it every time when the combination's in play. You get both the Bramble Maze down, you can then shockwave an enemy into a Bramble, you then skewer them into another one, constantly refreshing the tick damage, and yeah, it's just really nice ways to just kind of amp up the aggression of the lane. So Terrorblade, you need to be careful. One of the more kind of fragile carries. When you pop that meta, you don't really want to get, you know, jumped, and Willow and Magnus will happily get a little bit closer to try and do extra damage to you.
Yeah, the kill threat will be online, and a lot of magic damage for the TB to deal with as well, which he doesn't particularly like. Very much going to be an opportunity to bring down Yuragi here if he's not careful. Kaori got to make sure he's keeping him nice and healthy as well. But Mirror has let him get off this pull, so it's going to be a little bit annoying. Yeah, boom, on the run, and they will get the kill. Boom, also gonna die. This top lane is starting to fall apart a little bit here for Na'Vi.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're playing it as much as they are. I kind of feel like this is one of the lanes that potentially Ari needed to start with the boots and actually play for the pulls. Right, you're playing into, you know, a really aggressive high damage hero like Omni Knight, and we mentioned that Oracle, he needs levels to feel good in the lane, but because of how aggressive they've been, he's already level 3. This is like the big power spike for Oracle. If the carry can kill and he gets early level 3, then you can keep reminding the enemy that's like, hey, this is a lane for us to win. And okay, Ari grabs the wave, doesn't aggro it the entire time, and Panto also gets the pull. So yeah, Aurora just dominating their safe lane right now. 2,100 gold, 2,200 sorry, on the Omni Knight. He is complete free farm, not really getting pressured by the Kunkka.
No, absolutely not. He's he's going to be free farming this game, which means that we're going to have two heroes looking like they're pulling ahead of the rest. As Mira taking pretty heavy damage down at bottom, but won't be falling. Copy and Nightfall both getting a lot from this game, so you know, who's going to have more impact when those fights start to break out? It'll be difficult to see Copy being able to match the Omni Knight's damage and kind of pressure inside of the fights.
Well, critically, Kiyotaka is jungling at minute 5. He just went and farmed the hard camp. He's now also walking back the base. I think you already walk underneath the tower in the bot lane. Goes for a...
Ooh, tries to clip him. Doesn't quite work out, though. And this is going to be more damage coming out. Kaori and Yuragi getting very, very aggressive down here in the bottom side. Mira just coming in for the occasional click, trying to get off a bit of damage where possible, but under the meta, Yuragi will not be contested in this lane.
If he gets clipped there, that would have been awful.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been ideal. Always got to be careful when you're playing against Mag. Ari shows up in mid, doesn't really get a whole lot done, but they're trying to see if they can secure this 5-minute rune with Kaori coming through. He's about to have 3 heroes on his head, though, but it's going to be Mira who grabs a haste rune, and that allows him to kill off Kaori with ease. Kaori was right on top of it, but Mira just gets in there and snipes it away. Slightly quicker on the pickup, and that's going to cost him his life on Kaori. And this is Mira who wasn't really getting a whole lot from this lane, so that's a really, really big kill. Yuragi getting jumped here as well. Toronto took all of the spells off Skewer through the bushes. Yuragi, though, he's going aggressively. He wants to kill off Mirror, and they're going to be able to wait. A little bit more will be needed. They're going to try and keep hammering the damage into Toronto Tokyo, but it's not going to be enough to kill off Mirror. Mirror gets away again as Boom dies again up in the top side. Panto and Nightfall just killing anybody that turns up to this top lane.
Yeah, Terrorblade had a pretty decent wand, and with the Warlock around as well. It looked like, oh, maybe they're going to get a TB kill, but nope, just gets a ton of heals, and back he goes. Toronto Tokyo has Skewer, and yeah.
They got him this time around. The reflection's going to be there. He's trying to heal up. They'll get the kill, but look who's here. Kiyotaka coming in, trying to get the kill onto Yuragi. Yuragi's on the run, but Mira's there from the low ground, and the creeps will not be denying him. So Yuragi to die. Kiyotaka does grab that kill. Getting back into the game a little bit. Kaori on the run, but the ghosts are chasing. Oh dear. Kaori's going to be gone as well. Kiyotaka gets the double kill with his exorcism down in the bottom lane.
Kiyotaka did a really good job at recovering his game. He was down, what, 400-500 gold on the sniper. He farmed a jungle camp, he went back to base. Then they win out the rotation on the active rune. So Copy, from a laning advantage, he's now, what, 700 behind the Death Prophet after being ahead himself.
700?
Yeah. And that's just the difference of the fact that DP didn't provide a kill to the sniper. He gets the double kill bottom, and he opens up just a bit of structural damage. Again, he hasn't taken anything yet, but just the map plate from Aurora is enabling that comeback from the Death Prophet.
Oh my god, the double damage on Kiyotaka. Crypt Swarm comes out. Ari still trying to chase this one, but I'm not sure they're going to be getting this. Kiyotaka, he's still got himself a Spirit Siphon. Double damage still going as well. Ari being healed up by Kaori. They're going to try and just hold this choke point here. Uragi even coming over as well. Might be able to set up here for the play onto Mira, and yeah, Mira will get taken down. The kill goes to the TB. So that will be that in the river fight. Na'Vi come out with a slight advantage. Nice spike Carapace. Gonna give Ari a little bit of XP in this middle lane to try to catch up here, because he's a little bit behind where he wants to be. Not too bad at the moment.
Yeah, the problem is when you're playing from behind on Nyx Assassin, you want to have very simple ways back into the game, right? Like play with another hero, go for a combination kill, with a smoke get a kill, feel good, right? But there's no hero on his team that wants to, you know, cross the river, find a hero, get a kill, right? Like Terrorblade plays lane to push out, Sniper plays lane to push out, Kunkka, same thing, and then a Warlock, you're not smoking to go kill heroes, you're reacting at your towers. So yeah, Ari, he is going to have to play a very defensive Nyx Assassin, but just hinders his ability to come back into the game. And not only that, if he is to go aggressive, he's running into a Death Prophet or an Omni Knight and an Oracle, so the turnaround potential, he needs to make sure he has a perfect initiation. It is not a simple kill anything game for him. That's why he's kind of parking himself middle, just trying to be a body for the sniper. They are bodying Mira.
Yeah. There it is, the Kaori level 6 Chaotic Offering autocast.
Yeah.
If this is your first time seeing Kaori Warlock Golem, then you should not be surprised by that. Panto, he's going to get jumped as well, but a little bit hard to get this kill. The Assassinate's going to come through. Won't be enough, though, to kill him off. Kaori's Golem still throwing hands with Kiyotaka here, and Boom coming in around the side as well. They're committing to this one pretty hard, but under the tower, doesn't feel like it's likely to really happen. So backing themselves away, Nightfall going to TP in on this one as well. The thing is, though, it is a sniper, so it doesn't really matter if you bring these heroes to mid on the side of Aurora. You're never really going to be pushing the lane very hard.
Yeah, critically, whilst that's happening, Toronto Tokyo, he saw Uragi pop meta, he then instantly RP'd him and just skewered away. So there's going to be no, no TP from a Magnus anywhere near the tower. It was quite a trade of spells.
Uragi, though, getting busy on the tier 1 tower. Toronto Tokyo won't be able to do much to save this one, as Boom will die elsewhere on the map. Top lane, the 2 supports come in, secure Nightfall, yet another kill onto Boom.
Okay. Boom's looking for a vessel.
Right.
I think that's a little optimistic, because as much as I love the idea of, punishing the hills, there are a couple too many dispels on Aurora to make me feel like Vessel's value.
I was thinking the same thing, T-Gov, I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah.
Like if it was Death Prophet with no Oracle or Omni, I'm like, damn, my offlaner going Vessel, that's pretty cool, but I'd like to think Aurora will be able to press repel all the Fortune's End in a way that does keep the team
jumping
alive.
Boom again. He is just getting absolutely turned inside out this game. He's going on the run, trying to drag them off the tower, but it doesn't work. Panto brings him down yet again. Death number 4 for Boom, with nothing but an urn in his pocket. Ooh. This is a brave TP from Kiyotaka here, but, I mean, she's still got the Exo running, so absolutely going to go for this. Of course, no Golem still for 25 seconds. Kiyotaka can defend his tower. Invisary now as well for Kiyotaka, going in for Kaori. Kaori heals himself up, but going to get caught by the Bramble Maze, and that should be enough to get the kill. Very aggressive here from Kiyotaka, but absolutely working out. Copy still trying to hold his ground here, still trying to keep them off his tower. The Exorcism going down should be kind of difficult for them to make this push happen, but that said, Copy's currently all alone in the middle lane. No support really with
Aaron's
him.
getting in the top. You just saw it on the off-screen camera. He walked into the Lotus Pool, got body blocked by the creeps, and then he had to use his Vendetta just to disengage from the Unlight. He was about to go down to probably half HP from a single spell combination there.
Yeah.
Very quickly scurries away. Or technically scuttles away. The level advantage for Aurora is what's enabling this aggression from Kiyotaka. Both the Oracle and the Willow had the level 6, so you know, when DP just wildly TPs to the mid lane seeing through, it's like he doesn't really care, right? He knows that he's going to have the defensive capabilities behind him, and now that Nyx Assassin does have his ultimate, it's only got a quarter duration left, and you can kind of feel the desperation kicking in from Na'Vi, the fact that, you know, Ari has to use his Vendetta, and then he grabs his team like, guys, I've used it, let's just go. You know, I kind of feel like Aurora should be reading the inevitable aggression here as Mira already using the realm to try and keep himself alive. They're throwing a lot of spells onto him.
Spell usage has not been perfect. Everything thrown at Mira. Mira is still at half health and repelled up by Nightfall as well, so Mira is absolutely fine. The Golem wandering around. I mean, part of the issue there was that Boom actually messed up his torrent, so sure, it's only level 1, doesn't make a huge bit of difference, but a little bit of extra damage could have come in useful.
We are seeing the kind of the signs of that timing that I mentioned come to light, and because the lanes went better for Aurora, it's even scarier, right? Like Omni, like he's not scared to TP. He's about to complete the Talisman Evasion, 150 gold away. That creates the Radiance, and he's going to start A-clicking into the center of the fights. And if you're Na'Vi, you're looking at Yuragi, you're going, boss, what's the farm looking like? Do we have the Mantle on the horizon? He's a recipe away. Like they really need Yuragi. Yeah, I know. Like every quest is getting thrown in the way of him.
Yeah.
It's like he needs Manta, of course, Shard, very high value. Then maybe Skadi, a Pike. Like it's like another 10,000 gold for Yuragi to be somewhat content in the game. And of course, the aggression should be ramping up now. Magnus has the Blink Dagger complete, and they see Ari again, another Vendetta used. Scouting
He did
Vendetta.
come and take the Wisdom Shrine with this Vendetta, so this is just the kind of tail end of that. Yeah, they kind of traded Wisdom Shrines as Nightfall went for Na'Vi's, but Ari went for Aurora's, so they ended up going 1-for-1 on the Wisdoms, which is nice. Kiyotaka full Aghanims up, so just hammering down this middle tower with ease. No problems there whatsoever.
Early Aghanims is somewhat bonkers on the hero. It pretty much means that you can walk to a tower and you're not pressured to use the Exo. You can hold the Exo for the fight now. It does have the vessel complete. 1 charge available, and pessimistic that it's going to do anything.
Cool. Here we go. The play on to Nightfall. The damage comes in. He's down to half health, and Ari also almost dead. Gets bonked. Nightfall still chasing here. Repel available should that vessel come out to play. Ari on the run.
Radiance.
Oh my god, he's just gonna die. In comes Mira from the sidelines, and that will secure the kill. I'm not sure what the plan was there.
15 seconds, 38 seconds, sorry. It was a bit blurry on my screen, but that's a lot of Radiance.
Nice pink carpet down there.
Yeah, nice. Runaway to death. Oh, RP, skewer, copy's gone.
Absolutely great pick up here onto the sniper, taking down one of the problems which Na'Vi are set to pose in the later game, if they can get there.
That's such a polite way of wording, actually.
Thank you. I'm trying my best.
Yeah, you're doing good, mate. You know, I'm impressed. Yeah, I'm very PMA.
Oh god, Kiyotaka now, Aegis in hand. And yeah, +1 hero, you can just take Roshan with DP with Aghanims. It's pretty nuts.
Let me refresh myself on the patch of Death Buffer. I'm intrigued to know. Wait,
What's changed? But we have a massive fight happening down in the bottom side as Toronto Tokyo getting dragged around all over the place, but he's going to live through that. Man, I thought it was going to be enough damage. Yuragi just blasted him with a billion right clicks from the Metamorphosis, but apparently it didn't matter. And, well, stun out onto Mira. Mira getting low, but still not dead. They cannot kill anyone. Ulti comes out from Nightfall. There is your Guardian Angel, and Toronto Tokyo still looking, finding the big boy, grabbing onto the Terrorblade TB. He needs to find a Thunder target, and he's just not going to get one. Nightfall brings him down, just mans up, gets in his face, and kills him off. Nightfall, though, is getting low to Copy here. Copy trying to get off the damage. He's got an Assassinate here, but he just wants to get the last click, and they will kill him. Copy gets him. Mira gets onto Copy, though, but I don't think Copy really cares anymore. There's not a huge amount of threat onto him. No Exorcism. Copy, it's his fight, or is it Toronto Tokyo isolates him, brings him into Kiyotaka. Kiyotaka's got so much damage, but they'll kill off Toronto Tokyo. Panto dead as well, but Kiyotaka turns around, kills off Copy, and there's that Spirit Vessel going to work. It is just the second life here from Kiyotaka as well, actually, so if they bring him down, then that's a full team wipe, and they get it. Navi, where did that come from?
Okay. Yeah, go on. Yep.
Everybody who's been mean to, because I know what you guys are like. I'm not checking the chat, but I know what you guys are like. Everybody that's been mean to Boom in the chat recently, type sorry right now.
Okay. Yep.
Type sorry.
Yep.
Thank you.
When the Oracle and the Omni are dead, we already said it. The vessels look pretty good, right? Death Prophet by herself, isolated with her teammates dead. Sure, pop off, King. Do your job, right? But Copy in that engagement, just able to just stand his ground, click away. Of course, multiple flurries of spells and. Toronto Tokyo. Let's not talk about it. Let's focus on the previous fight.
Listen, it's pre 30 minutes Toronto Tokyo. Okay, we know what to expect.
Yeah. It's the. I think he plays on quick cast in the first study, and then he turns it around for the blink dagger. I mean, obviously the RP's the RP, but yeah, it's. But no, for Aurora, right? They were fighting with straight away without the Exo, right? Because they used it for Roshan, so there was this window of. DP not being at full strength, and Na'Vi, they kind of kite that fight. They do have this hyper range between TB and Sniper, and with the control of the Nyx and the Kunkka, then yeah, they were able to do just enough in that fight to give themselves some sign of life. And if they weren't to win that fight, then you're expecting Aurora to turn that, what, it was like 6,000 gold lead and turn it into 10, 11, 12,000 potentially, but they bring it back now very slightly. And for Na'Vi at least, they know in their minds it's like, okay, can we replicate that fight again? Can we, kite out and, bait the false promise, bait the repel, survive through the RP, and then look to take the secondary fight? Because Aurora, they want to overwhelm you with tankiness in the moment. But if the fight prolongs for too long, of course they're not going to have a second round of spells, right? They'll be on cooldown. So that's where Na'Vi need to continue thinking down this path and ensure that their team fight logic is always reminding themselves about this. Don't overcommit unless they have that perfect jump from an Nyx Assassin, which is always potential. And Carapace doesn't actually hit the stun, but with the Impale.
Yeah, Kiyotaka's going to be fine here, especially with the false promise coming out from Panto as well. This kill is not looking so hot all of a sudden, and Kiyotaka even able to blink away from this one as well under the cover of the false promise. But Mira going in kind of deep. Kiyotaka, though, he wants to fight this one. Exorcism coming out. Can Na'Vi just reset this? Well, Kaori won't be able to. He gets dragged back into everybody, and they don't seem willing to let him just die. They're still sticking around, and Mira still sticking on the front line, still just throwing out these shadow runs and doing shit. And Kiyotaka even able to blink away from this one as well under the cover of the false promise. But Mira going in kind of deep. Kiyotaka, though, he wants to fight this one. Exorcism coming out. Can Na'Vi just reset this? Well, Kaori won't be able to. He gets dragged back into everybody, and they don't seem willing to let him just die. They're still sticking around, and Mira still sticking on the front line, still just throwing out these shadow runs and being super annoying. Can they find a target? Nice stun from Ari there. Nice damage coming out as well. They'll get to kill the RP. It's too late. Or is it? They're actually turning it around. Boom is dead. Copy's gone as well. Uragi trying to sit on the front lines there. Thunder out. Damage in. Down goes Nightfall. You don't have your sniper, but you do have your Terrorblade, and they'll keep this fight going. Panto trying to juke around the trees, but there's a horrifying demon in his face. Ari gets another one. The tips come out as once again, Na'Vi, they clutch up in the heat of the moment, and they take down Aurora for a second time.
Yeah, the initiation looked a little bit sus from Na'Vi, right? They're jumping onto a Death Prophet. The Oracle is positioned behind, but like I was just saying, if Na'Vi can bait out the first wave of defensive spells from Aurora, keep the fight alive, baiting them deeper, not die to the RP, then that range of Sniper and Terrorblade will truly shine. Like, again, the initiation, it wasn't the cleanest from Na'Vi. They missed the Carapace stun, then they had to use the Impale, they threw out a Golem. The Sniper's not even here. He's deep at the Ancient Camp by his triangle, so you don't have that instant, headshot damage, the shrapnel's coming in. But because Na'Vi, they identify, you know what? Let's chill for a second. Let's walk to the left-hand side. We're not leaving the fight. We're just baiting them a little bit deeper. And yeah, sure, you're hitting a skewer onto a warlock, but I think, was it, yeah, RP was on cooldown as well at the start of that fight, so he's having to go for just the skewer to start, and yeah, Na'Vi doing a really, really good job just playing around the spells of Aurora, and yeah, just not enough life available for Aurora to kill them off. But yes, Sunder, haha, good spell. There you go. Great analysis. Back to you, Nomad.
Thank you very much. Yep, Sunder absolutely doing the work there, keeping Yuragi alive and turning that one around. Not sure. I guess Repel, not quite available in that. But yeah. And also the Facet coming into play there as well, Condemned, allowing him to get the like minimum health left on the Omni Knight afterwards.
Yeah, so I had a look at Death Prophet, right? Actually, I think they're smoking up. Okay, let's wait. Let's see if Aurora kills someone, and then let's talk about Death Prophet. Hold.
Hold.
Copy, run. Nightfall is very hungry to kill something.
Yeah, this is a deep wrap around. Shield rune also there. Yeah, he wants some of these kills. And here we go, jump forward onto the Warlock. Nightfall will be grabbing that one, but Yuragi pops a Metamorphosis. Looks towards Nightfall here. He's going to get used up by Mira. Mira just trying to buy space, trying to buy time, trying to TP out actually, and stunned up by Ari. Going to cancel that one out. Exorcism has been used by Kiyotaka, but Kiyotaka doesn't really have an option to take this fight. I mean, they have the Blink RP, but these long drawn-out fights have just been so awkward for Aurora, which is weird when they're the one with the Death Prophet.
All right, it's Death Prophet, right? I looked at 7.39. I was like, I don't think Death Prophet got any crazy changes where it's like, oh my god, she's broken now, right? She got 15 more damage on Crypt Swarm level 1. You know, in laning phase, maybe easier to get the range creep, right? Projectile speed increase on her silence, and an AoE talent on 15. So you could argue, not really changed that much in 7.38. So where was the hero in 7.38? Was 15 damage really the, oh my god, let's go Death Prophet? Of course, there's heroes come in and out of meta, so the current hero pool might make Death Prophet feel better than it's 7.38, but still, it's one of those ones where probably could have seen it earlier, but you know, 15 damage and off we go. Let's make it one of the most popular heroes in the patch.
Yeah, crazy. I guess people were just sleeping on it last patch, to be honest with you. Smoke up from the ooh, Ari. Running away from Toronto Tokyo, doesn't get caught out. The Aghanims reveal, not really doing a whole lot. Again, pre-30 minutes Toronto Tokyo, living up to expectations.
Hey, post 30 minutes.
Oh yeah,
off,
no, you
right?
strap in everyone.
Just you wait.
Oh, he has been doing good in these fights, but yeah, outside of the engagements, the catches have been a little bit tricky, but they're difficult heroes to catch. Let's see.
That's when Na'Vi are playing around the speed of Nyx Assassin, right? Because every time Nyx feels like there's a moment to go for a fight, you are forcing Aurora to defensively go, okay, we need to keep this hero alive that Nyx is going on, because the sniper or the Terrorblade will be in position to maybe get that kill. And because of that, like the Magnus, he's not always playing every fight with RP, hence why a couple of the engagements have looked a little bit sus from Aurora, because just the timings are getting punished. They're reading the RPs, they're reading the Exos. Like the bot fight where they get the wipe onto Aurora, it's because Exos on cooldown. The top fight where Na'Vi drag out the engagement, it's because the initial jump from Magnus, RP was on cooldown, right? And if there was to be a fight where Aurora had all spells available, I think the narrative should be different, especially now that Omni Knight did rush the BKB. Like often on Omni Knight, you go Radiance and Harpoon, then maybe you go for BKB later down the line, but Nightfall has identified the fact that they need a front line, and they need someone outside of the Death Prophet to enable Toronto Tokyo to make that initiation. And with Kiyotaka's build, the Blink BKB Ags, he kind of wants to sit on the back line, see the fight develop, and then just blink on top of the sniper, you know, or even the Terrorblade. You get double BKB jump on Terrorblade, he's not sundering anything. He is just going to be dying to the spirits. This is a really, really good timing for Aurora if they find the jump, which, again, they haven't really found it yet.
Ari goes looking, but gets caught himself here. Spike Carapace comes out. Two-man stun. Bye-bye Panto. Copy's dealing the damage from the sidelines here, so it is going to be a trade. Ari finds something with his life, or more accurately, Copy finds something with Ari's life. They do make the trade happen here.
Oh, my death summary doesn't load. I want to see what the damage was on Oracle.
Roshan literally just respawns as Kairi is going to check it.
It seems unlucky. Okay, there it is.
Script's got the
I felt like it was a lot of Nyx damage.
Okay, you know what?
A little sprinkle of sniper. 153.
Sniper just Typical sniper teamfight contribution. Here we go. Sniper's going in the pit right now. He wants to see what Roshan's got to say for himself. More importantly, what Aurora's going to say about them and Roshan. Aurora, they are aware of this. They've got a smoke up on Panto. Not being particularly quick about it. Roshan down to below half health now.
They need to be quick. They can jump in. They have so much forward jump.
Might get here in time. Ari, though, gonna try and stop this one from happening. Uragi is gonna get himself out of the pit, but Copy, he's coming into the course, but Nightfall, he's just into the pit. Everybody's left. Uragi, though, he slides back in, picks up that Aegis, and chases off Nightfall, who, under the cover of BKB and Guardian Angel, just runs away. But Uragi is gonna lose his life. And it's gonna be a tough round 2 under this Exorcism DP. But in the backlines, who have they found? Not much, really. They just had to deal with the golem. But now Greg out onto Copy, and they also catch Ari inside of that horn toss as well. RP coming down onto 2 of them. Copy is dead. Ari to follow. 2 big kills grabbed by the side of Aurora. They might have not gotten Roshan, but they did immediately take away the Aegis, and there was no fight for Na'Vi after that point.
I'm just a little bit speechless watching that fight. Oh, so uncomfortable. Right, you got the sniper hitting the Roshan. Terrorblade is outside the pit, and then the Terrorblade is forced in because Sniper jumped out, and Nightfall, he jumps into the pit, kills off an illusion, kind of stutters for a millisecond, and the Roshan, it's kind of like Na'Vi, they commit to the pit, but against the Mag and the Omni and the Death Prophet and all of this, they don't really want to be in the pit, and we're going to see the replay here. Like, again, it's just so uncomfortable. Uragi, he's not in. They didn't kill off the Roshan instantly. You could argue maybe in a different timeline, but if the TB and the Sniper hit the Roshan at the same time, get the kill. We're going to go back to the game quickly to watch Warlock die, but I honestly didn't really pay attention to where Terrorblade was at the start of the Roshan because I saw Sniper hitting it by himself. But I think, yeah, it was so low. Like, imagine if they killed the Aegis, both 4-staff and concussive grenade to the northern side, just disengage. But yeah, trying to take a fight with meta on cooldown and using your pike just to snatch the Aegis. It's major advantage to Aurora. So Na'Vi blundering the Roshan and enabling what was an incredible timing for Aurora. Na'Vi did such a good job kind of stabilizing the game, but one Roshan call and they're back in the driving seat for Aurora.
Yeah, it was always going to be a risky Roshan call. Like, the Oracle's already respawned. All they had to do is just run over. And that's tricky. Like, Aurora, they've got very good jump. They've got very good catch. Blink Dagger on the Omni Knight. Blink Dagger on the Death Prophet. And Magnus.
I mean, they have 5 Blink Daggers, right? They're the team mobile. It's very close to a brand, actually, in the UK. Other providers are available.
Does mean about 10,000 of this gold on Aurora is on Blink Daggers, which means in theory there's a pretty big disparity between stats and damage coming out from both teams. But that's
position equals damage, and TB does not like people on top of him, so that is 10,000 gold of fuck you Terrorblade pretty much. And Sniper, kind of it's a 1-2 punch actually. Cool.
Boom. Going for a bit of split pushing here. Toronto Tokyo, though, he's going hunting. Can he find anything, though? Boom. Getting way deep into the river and TPing away. He's going to be okay. Look at the Copy, man. He's just pushing some towers. No worries. No threats.
Yeah, as soon as you see the Magnus top without TP, it's alright. I can hit this tower. If there was no Magnus on the map, that is the most illegal sniper tier 2 push that we've seen in our lives. But
yeah,
of course, Toronto Tokyo did just show himself top, trying to kill off Boom.
Uragi feeling confident as well. Amplified damage rune up on him. Still no BKB. Doesn't seem to be going for one either. Is this just not really a good BKB game for Na'Vi scores?
Sorry, they were smoked up.
Oh, Copy has actually been caught here.
Yeah,
he's just
he's very dead.
A little bit dead, maybe.
Well, and also Warlock died. Going back to the BKB point with Terrorblade, it's a difficult one just because you do have so much damage from Exorcism, which is physical, plus RP, which locks you down, that if Uragi is getting jumped by the Mag and the DP at the same time, it doesn't really matter if he presses it. So I can see why Bloodthorn can be good, like post BKBs, Bloodthorning an Omni Knight or a DP. But then it kind of goes back to the same argument we had with the Vessel, where it's like, if you Vessel a guy and Omni's not getting jumped, he'll repel. if Oracle's there, your Fortune's End. Like, there's a lot of dispels that Vessels and Bloodthorns and all of this just doesn't feel as kind of commanding of the game as other times, but we can just go back to the same story for Na'Vi. If the fight lasts long enough, if the spells are kited out, then of course a Vessel and a Bloodthorn will still be very, very good. They just need their frontline to survive longer for Na'Vi. At the moment, it just isn't really doing its job. The problem for them is Kunkka going for like Ag's Nullifier isn't the tankiest frontline, and like Nyx Assassin killing a hero kind of was the way Na'Vi was playing the fight, and that is falling off slowly due to the fact he's got Blink and 4 staff. We don't really see Dagons and anything like that anymore. Gone was the time of the Nyx Assassin pick-off game.
Yeah, sadly. But,
no, thankfully. What do you mean? That was an awful time to play Dota. You have to what? You have to hug a ward essentially the entire game because some all muted, zero communication Nyx Assassin who's got like Dagon 5 and nothing else is just murdering the map. Yeah, very fun Dota.
At least the Nyx Assassins are enjoying it.
Yeah,
Smoke
exactly.
up.
That's why he's muted everyone. He doesn't want to hear anything. He just wants to turn up the music and kill that rogue silencer for the 20th time in a row.
Let's see. Ari sees Kiyotaka. No vision down here for Aurora, but Panto were directly behind him in the tree line, ready to throw down the ulti, and that's exactly what he does. BKB out as well from Kiyotaka. They're just going to try and disengage from this one, but Kiyotaka, he's heavy on the chase here. BKB is going to run out along with the false promise, though, so with that exorcism going down, I think Na'Vi is pretty happy with that.
If Kiyotaka was just a second
it wasn't
with any of his return play, then yeah, he would have probably caught a hero. Can you just see the hero and blink again? Why not?
Absolutely, blinking on autocast. That's a rare one. Oh, Toronto Tokyo grabbing Boom and dragging him into the middle of this exorcism. Ari trying to help him out here, but there's nothing to be done. I mean, it's a nice golem, it's nice damage, but unfortunately, the follow-up is just not good enough. Copy and Yuragi still can't show with his Magnus hanging around. Blink RP, not going to let them go through for this. So, you know, this was an exorcism, but Boom kind of giving them something from that.
Yes. When you're playing against Kiyotaka, you have to respect the fact that he is just going to keep going. He just doesn't care. Because what if you do kill off the Death Prophet? It is a 29 armored Death Prophet with Shiva's Gale Guard, BKB, multiple siphons. It's going to take you, what, 15 seconds, maybe 10 seconds to kill off the Death Prophet? Then after all of that, there's an RP, there's an Omni Knight, there's plenty of other damage to follow. So it's kind of like Kiyotaka's going, you know what, call my bluff. Am I really by myself? Obviously not. You can see them running down the lane, but the way that he plays, it really brings so much aggression, so much life to Aurora with that chase down.
Therefore making them all tankier as well.
Like terribly, he just completed the Bloodthorn. He's looking towards the Skadi. Sniper about to complete the Revenant's Brooch. So it's cheap damage on the Sniper. Some big ticket items available for the Terrorblade.
I actually do like this Revenant's Brooch quite a lot as well, because you've got this Omni Knight who's just picked up the Salt Cuirass. So, nice little twist there rather than going in for the Daedalus. Doesn't change too much other than the fact that it's much, much cheaper.
Yeah, that's just Copy identifying the fact that the game is a couple team fights away from not being unplayable, but you know, Aurora's lineup with 20,000 gold, you're probably not killing a hero. This idea of like dragging out the fight just isn't possible. I think when there's like a 10,000 gold difference within that ballpark, you have a possibility, right? There's hope.
Yeah, and Copy's farming on a ward, which means that potentially they can catch out Boom here and Mira with very nice heals, but follow-up is not quite there yet. Toronto Tokyo wasn't ready. He blinked over to be close to this, so didn't have it off cooldown.
Much better Magnus game from Toronto Tokyo, though. As much as we memed him at the start of the game. I think as soon as we hit like 24, 25 minutes in the game, he hit his stride on the hero.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Builds up onto Ari. Ari getting beaten a little bit here. There's a repel from the Omni Knight, meaning that he's not struggling to bring down this Nyx Assassin. That's going to be another death for Na'Vi, and right outside the Roach Pit as well. Buyback is available here for Ari, and I feel like if they want to contest this Roshan, they should probably use it, but I'm not convinced they're going to. Aurora comes out from Roach, letting them know exactly what's up here, but yeah, there's not going to be a response from Na'Vi.
Dear Nomad, do I have permission to go on a tangent for a second about warding?
Yeah, no, there's not much going on here. You're good.
All right, so the high ground ward steps that Striff just showed us, just south of the Roshan pit. I saw it earlier today as well with BB3PX or whatever his name was in another series, but we're kind of seeing the return of the meta of the double ob sentry directly placed inside each other. I kind of feel like this faded a bit, where other supports just kind of throw it down anywhere, but once you place them inside each other, to de-ward it, you obviously kind of need to just A-click it, right? And then you might hit the sentry, you might hit the observer. I don't think there's a way to perfectly select which one you want to hit, so it just complicates the de-warding by an extra, hit or two, and any second of time buys moments for like Toronto Tokyo to hit the RP, to hit the skewer. If you are a support, just having to kind of fumble your way to de-ward. Of course, if you move them slightly apart, you have kind of freedom to de-ward them. So yeah, I like the fact that we are seeing the return of a very niche little warding meta that kind of fell out of popularity, but some of the Eastern European supports are doing it, and maybe other supports have been doing it at other tournaments. I just kind of spotted it here, so maybe I'm the one kind of out of date a little bit on it, but cool to see it return.
Radiant's top tower.
Don't sound too excited, Nomad, but
What? sorry, what? Just had a violent hallucination. Ari trying to escape the aggression here from Aurora. Once again, they want this this little scorpion guy here, but they're not going to be finding him. Gonna go push out this bottom wave, along with this TB illusion. So Na'Vi, they're now playing into Aegis. Once again, going to be picked up on the Death Prophet. So Kiyotaka going to be a big threat. Going to be able to get off this Exorcism in the fights no matter what. Refresher shard as well on Toronto Tokyo. Ooh, that's pretty scary.
I mean, he also just gave Nightfall his axe for a second, so that was fun. I was like, what does Nightfall have a backpack axe? Oh no, it's just Toronto Tokyo's. Well, they found the warlock in the box hand of it.
Yeah, they did. They waste no time in just dropping everything onto Kaori's head. Give him a taste of his own medicine. An ulti pop for a support, and then straight up to the high ground. Boom, trying to do what he can. I'll grab this illusion from the Terror Blade.
Hit that illusion, though.
And Bloodthorn weirdly used onto Kiyotaka there. I don't know why. Immediately purged off, of course. On the core. Keep on just throwing spells here, but Ari... Oh, he manages to dodge the skewer there with the Outworld Staff. Very nicely done. And now taking some heavy damage. That'll be Aegis just disappearing in a blink of an eye. Panto did not want to use the False Promise for that one, which is unusual when you still have the Exorcism going. And now they're just going to go for life number 2. Kiyotaka, though, still got plenty of heroes behind him to heal him up if he needs. And there you go. False Promise finally comes out. Nightfall is there as well. Throwing out the heals, throwing out the ulti, but they'll catch out Mira instead. And that's a nice, tasty little gem, which Ari would absolutely love Boom to pick up here, and that's exactly what he will do. High ground botched a little bit there by Aurora. They don't get anything for that. And now Na'Vi, they'll be the ones on the hunt.
Yeah, there's the positioning for Na'Vi. They're so deep into their base that Toronto Tokyo, he was kind of afraid to jump in, and not only that, Oracle not keeping Death Prophet alive in their first life. Maybe if you get the False Promise off, then it kind of opens up an opportunity for Magnus to hit an RP. But yeah, not the cleanest attempt of going high ground, and cannot understate how strong Sniper Terrorblade are at the high ground. They are very happy to sit at a tier 4 and just A-click their way throughout the fight. You need to jump them and... Ooh,
buddy.
What the... I'm like yapping away, I'm looking, I'm like, why is he so deep? But alright, he's dead.
Yeah, and once again, that will completely defuse Na'Vi's attempt at being allowed on the map for a bit. Unlucky.
I mean, meta's on cooldown, so like, it's information providing, right? Nyx, he runs around, he's like, okay, where are they grouped? Maybe he breaks a smoke. If he does break a smoke, he blinks out. I can see why he's doing it, of course. We already mentioned how Nyx Assassin doesn't have any kill threat in this game, so it's all about information, relaying that to your team and ensuring you're farming the correct area. But when he dies, it looks funny. When he doesn't die, then Na'Vi are going to be, dodging every gank and doing everything really well.
Just so much extra damage coming out from Nightfall as well. One of the carry heroes that gets a massive damage buff at 25 minutes, which is really good to see. Plus 75% Hammer of Purity bonus base damage is just ridiculous.
Death River also soon to pit level 25, so yeah. Aurora. Nothing stops them from wanting to fight. It's about the jump. It's about that clean entry to the engagement.
It's about information, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
To be fair,
to
that draft...
Tokyo. We could just go back to him again. I don't mind.
No, we could.
It's about the RP and the skewer.
Yep, but you know, to get those off again, it's info, and it's info.
Mm-hmm.
And they just don't really have many heroes which can get them out on the side of Aurora, which is why you sort of see Mira just kind of sprinting onto the front lines under the cover of the Shadow Realm, using herself, trying to just find out what's going on.
Shivas,
Here we go. Ari caught out once again. Ari. That is not how this is meant to be played. Boone also getting found here. That's going to be a lovely +1 picked up here for Aurora. Very, very quick, clean, decisive plays here from Aurora, and that might just be getting them some barracks and maybe even more.
You're like, how do they get information? We're just wildly blinking onto the high ground with no cares. It's a pretty cool way to do it. Especially if
when you're like 19k up.
Yeah,
exactly.
But he has Skadi and BKB. Sniper has BKB. They do have the items on the position 1 and 2. With the Nyx and the Kunkka dead, probably gonna have to buy back on the Kunkka. Wait for the next assassin to respawn. It's a shame for Navi that it did die in that position. So it did feel like they had a really good item timing to play on.
This Magnus is so scary as well. At any minute, he could just blink in. You know what I see Toronto Tokyo do? Giga Chad play.
RP nothing.
No. Blink, refresher, blink, RP to get the sniper and TB. Yeah, I know. You're stunned. It'd be sick.
I'm just stun locked by the amount of stun, but he's kind of not doing it. Look at him.
He did BKB. So, you know. Don't know why, but he did.
I feel like, you know how everyone gives like memes to Kiyotaka, like his aggression, his player style, you know, the volatility of him.
Yeah.
I feel like Toronto Tokyo Magnus is kind of the equivalent of Kiyotaka just playing Dota.
Yeah, it's very
when he plays
Kiyotaka
Magnus,
build.
he kind of embodies Kiyotaka.
Yeah.
You never know what you're gonna get, but it's always a treat to watch.
It is indeed. Nightfall just continuing to be one of the most consistent carry players in Dota.
Radiant are scattered.
Na'Vi moving around under the cover of the night, somehow managing to miss everybody on Aurora. Aurora kind of knowing that there's something up here. Na'Vi, they have a very short period of time before these super creeps start hitting their base, where they can try and get something done. Take the Tormentor. Of course, this will ring the dinner bell for Aurora. Something's going on here. Na'Vi's still hanging around, but they know there is one more barrack left. They have to defend this. Or they just want to use all of their abilities. Oh my god, they've got everything to use here, man. Yeah. Amplify damage on the Death Prophet, Refresher Shard on the Death Prophet, Refresher Orb on Toronto Tokyo, Nightfall's got a Refresher Orb as well. Like, oh
Navi,
my
they
god.
got good positioning potentially. They're leaving their base and maybe going for the background snipe. They're seeing them. There's a massive impact. They can get it.
Oh, in they go. Okay, it's going to be a kill on Tamira, you would imagine. I mean, the yours comes out, but they'll just drop a golem down to make sure that she dies. But Ari's dead as well. Nightfall chased off, though. You can't fight into the Skadi. It's too scary. Copy chasing back. Kiyotaka forced out. Refresher coming out from Nightfall here, giving him a second BKB and another Guardian Angel if they need it. And let me tell you, that Guardian Angel was required. The damage coming out from Yuragi there in a split second was ridiculous.
And now meta, half duration. They want to find more, but it's unlikely they're going to get it.
Yep, and this could be the difference maker. And Toronto Tokyo sees the sniper and cannot resist going in, but Copy dragged back in, but is it going to make a difference. I mean, he's setting up Uragi to get off a decent amount of damage, but once again, there it is. Guardian Angel coming out from Nightfall and letting them just survive through Uragi's damage. He really cannot threaten anybody. Another refresher orb coming out from Kiyotaka, but Uragi, this is bad because his ulti is now over. No more metamorphosis, I mean, for him. Kiyotaka battling it off with Uragi's illusions. Uragi himself going to come in. They don't seem to realize immediately this isn't an illusion. Now they will. RP comes down. Ari's coming in, trying to help out as well. Spike Carapace's going to come out, locking down Kiyotaka, but there's just no damage. They don't have it in the tank. Hex out onto Uragi. They see Ari on the back line. He's got the blink away, though. Actually, maybe getting himself to a modicum of safety as Mira's dropped again, but they'll catch Ari again. So 2 supports dying, backing in this fight. And both teams looking like they will back away from each other here. So somehow Na'Vi hold on to that.
I mean, if it's possible to get a replay just at the start of the fight, I mean, Na'Vi, it felt like they were, you know, seconds away from potentially breaking open the game with such a beautiful smoke out of their own base, playing just by the tier 2, allowing Aurora to kind of step up near the tier 3s to then take the fight. But yeah, Aurora, they keep cracking it out and sustain, like we already mentioned. There's refreshers and BKBs and repels and dispels and everything you want to not die across what, a couple minutes of engagement. But yeah, for Na'Vi, it really felt like they actually had so closely constructed the slim chance of winning a fight. And yeah, you can see the replay here, right? Look at Ari. He has the scuttle and he goes around the corner, and if it's like you're literally talking about a half-second difference. But imagine if he goes just a little bit earlier. Imagine Koyori. See where he's placed on the right-hand side, where he places the ward. What happens if he places the ward a second earlier? You're going to see 3, 4 heroes clumped up for a multi-hero impale. They were just seconds away from that smoke being the best smoke of the game to give themselves the perfect fight entry. But that tree line, the fact Nyx couldn't get it over quick enough, it then enables Aurora to disengage really nicely. But just to start that fight, you got to give props to Na'Vi. Not many teams would smoke in that style to kind of leave their base to then fight from behind. It was a cool attempt, but yeah, Aurora, they're so far ahead. If you don't hit that jump, then they can just still win the engagement.
Absolutely. And now things starting to get tense.
Kiyotaka in the mid lane.
Yeah, looking like, I mean, it's a little slow. It's a little slow, and that's going to give Nightfall a chance to come over and give that repel. And it's a problem. Going out on the map, finding kills is just so difficult. Panto and Nightfall both on savior duty here. Nightfall wanting to do it all for his team in this game, be the support and be the carry. And he's doing it.
Will
of course, an Aegis even on Kiyotaka as well. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
You're kind of hyping up the fact that Aurora, they're walking down the lane to hit a building, and Copy's like, boys, can I get to 2,000 more gold? Is it possible?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Look at Toronto, Tokyo, though, just always waiting. I mean, and of course they know where he's going to be. They're just checking the tree line here. What the? Oh my god! Yeah, but Ari, no, blinked into the skewer there, trying to interrupt things, and that's going to cost him his dieback. But a lot of damage coming out onto Kiyotaka. But of course, there it is, the Guardian Angel coming out once again, protecting Kiyotaka's life. And with the false promise down,
surely
is that going to be enough? Cheese?
No,
okay.
He's really alive. Okay.
Yeah, cheese comes out. And now,
okay,
well, okay, round 2. They'll finally get him down. Finally get him down. Refresh shard is going to be available. Ari gets his buyback back, so he can jump into another skewer if he wants. Mira going to use him up, trying to stop him getting in on this fight. Terrorize onto 3. It's really nice as Boom's in deep here. The ships are coming on down, but it doesn't make a difference. Boom is dead, and nice jump out from Uragi there. Toronto Tokyo is looking, but Uragi a step ahead. The mastermind at work as Toronto Tokyo chased off again from this fight. The double golems also doing work. They'll take down the standards. As Aurora sent back once again. They cannot break Na'Vi. They keep on cracking them. They keep on taking chunks out of them. But Na'Vi, they don't hear no bell.
They're whittling down the fight, but I feel like every time I watch the fight, it's like, what if? That's always the same question. What if the initiation was slightly better from Na'Vi? But yeah, the high ground Terrorblade Sniper, clicking away Toronto Tokyo. He wanted to find a bigger pickoff, but only grabbing, due to Ari's choice, the Nyx, and then the Kunker after. He wants a
Here we go.
bigger pickoff.
Finding Panto here. All right.
Nice, yeah.
Toronto Tokyo, though, he's looking for something. I mean, they're not afraid of this Aurora, and they're going to grab Boom once again. Keep in mind, Boom, no buyback here. This could be a very critical death. He has got himself a healing Lotus and a wand to work with, but doesn't use it. Is just going to die. Nightfall brings him down. Heals out onto the Warlock. This could be another kill here. Kaori, he's not going to be living through this one either. 46 gold off buyback here. That's a problem. He'll have it in 15 seconds. They try to Manta it. Yeah, TP, this is not good. BKB available, but he wants to back himself away, but Kiyotaka not going to let him go. But he's just hanging around.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Run, Copy, run.
He's got nowhere to go. He's just a little dead dude, unfortunately. See you later, buddy.
Doesn't have buyback. 600 gold. Ooh.
What happened to his
he just cancelled
TP?
Just accepted fate, I guess.
I guess so. Yuragi trying to stand his ground. Trying to stand his ground and honestly not doing too bad of a job about it, to be perfectly honest with you. Sunder's still available. Kiyotaka jumps in. Silence out. He knows that he doesn't care if he gets Sunder because he doesn't have any health either. An absolute madman. That'll get them the kill. And GG is called. Finally, Aurora will secure this first game in this best of 3.
Really, really strong draft. It is this game where they have to just win their lanes, open up the game for efficient, map movement, wave shoving, and then enable Nightfall. So yeah, I think Na'Vi, they got a good shot. They need to execute. They need to be clean. And of course, Na'Vi, they keep making different moves at the start of each game. This time around, utilizing Puck with the orb to get to the mid lane even quicker. They don't actually scout any information out.
No.
They disengage.
Yeah, Copy's got the curveball facet as well, by the way, which is becoming increasingly more popular on Puck. It's pretty cool. No other adjustments, though, by the looks of it. Both teams going to smoke up here just to give them that level of safety.
30 seconds to battle.
I guess another one to mention is the Batrider going for Stoked instead of Incendiary. Sometimes we still see Incendiary if it's the POS4 Batrider, but Stoked is the more popular option on support, I would say.
Yeah, Stoked is really, really good in the support role. Like, any way to get damage amp on a support, you don't have to buy an item to do it anymore. It's just max your level of your spell, then go to town on the map. That is critical for the success of a support.
Yeah, you also have so much movement speed, which just means that you're more effective. Like when you get the Blink Dagger, but pre-4 stuff, you can still drag people around, drag people back in, and be more impactful that way as well. Very, very good. So, one thing to mention though with the Batrider is there are a few cancels available. We probably won't be the best lasso game in the world. You've got Repel out from Toronto Tokyo. You also have the Nightmare from Bane or even the Grip. So those are going to be scary ones and could potentially shut down Ari a bit.
I need to look at Batriders quick, but after the triple lane. We'll look at the triple lane first. Look at the cool. We've got the setup, the bat and the bristle top. Nothing too crazy. Everyone poking each other. Panto, though, critically in the top, actually started with Nature's Call. We've been seeing pretty much every single support prophet default start with Sprout, but against Batrider, a 4 hero that wants to bully you, you create a couple summons and you help body block and chip them down, create kind of a wall between you and the damage. I'm not opposed to it. It is like the old school way to play the prophet. And yeah, we'll see if it's able to help him out, but yeah. Oh, I just want to look at the quick buy of Ari if possible, just for a millisecond. He does have Tranquils into first item Bloodstone queued up. I am hoping for the sake of Na'Vi that is a misclick. Again, we'll keep you updated as the game progresses if he is to go for this build, but that would be very unhinged.
It would be, especially to just queue it up from the start of the game as well. That's also a level of insanity I don't wish to witness. So
no,
I'm imagining we'll swap that out. But
yeah,
hey, you never know.
Blink Dagger's quite nice.
Yeah, it's a good item. Known to be a pretty strong one. Copy. Not really enjoying these early levels here, and even taking some big damage out from Kiyotaka. Oh my god, that was close. Fairy Fire is up, sure, but yeah, Kiyotaka giving him a rustling. Messing up a couple of these CS as well. Kiyotaka also forced back. his own bottle empty as well. And
Copy does get both
nice
water
moves from
runes, yeah.
Copy, but it does look like Kiyotaka already kind of read the situation and is already halfway back to base by the time Copy's done this. So
Yeah.
just a quirk of the matchup and something which is really going to put Copy in a very good space. Hero trading out with Kaori. He's got the Brain Sap and the Fairy Fire in his inventory. So, ooh. There comes a TP out from Panto as well. Mira doing some good baiting here. There's a Brain Sap coming down. Kaori suddenly finds himself surrounded. He's got the Fairy Fire, but doesn't use it. And his career is going to fall as...
5 more moves on the Bane. Keep committing.
Well, there it is.
Has been killed.
Mira wants to go for the Knight as well. Runs to the tower. But still within the same threshold of time. So gives the kill to Kaori. Yeah. Nice little bait there from Mira. Good communication to kind of bring in the profit. And main thing though for Na'Vi, all of their cores are farming really nicely. All 3 of their cores leading the CS. Toronto Tokyo having to play a bit of catch up on lane, down by what, 7 CS and 4 denies. He's not really revealing what type of game plan he wants to make, and yeah, mid lane is just an absolute battle between the 2 mids. Every time they show themselves, it's an orbit to the face, it's a static remnant to the face. They are really trying to just bully each other, and even in top, as I say that, mid's getting battled, top's also getting pressured.
Yeah, Panto might be going down here. They'll need a little bit more in the tank, but Boom is not giving this up. Tower now attacking him, though. Will Boom fall? Right click coming in. Nope, doesn't connect from Nightfall, so Boom is going to be able to survive that one, but it does hurt.
Yeah, what a great lane for Medusa, right? Like, you just get a wand, there's sticky napalms, there's quill, there's goo. Like, you're always just going to have 20 charges available whenever they go into dive you.
Yeah, that is true. This Medusa is kind of unstoppable because by the time you've stacked up enough goo and napalms to actually bring her down, she's probably got already used a 21 and has another one available.
Kaori in bot lane, yeah.
Yeah, dead again. Very, very aggressive here from the Prophet, as you would expect, just moving around the map, utilizing the teleport. But Nightfall, there comes that one, but not going to have a second one. But that said, Boom low as well. Ari going to finish the job onto the carry, and now Panto might be looking at Ari here. Ari, does he have the damage? I don't think so. Panto brings him down with the 12 wand as well, never in any danger there. And there's just going to be 2 kills going the way of Aurora.
Yeah, critically, right? The fact that Nightfall gets the kill on Boom, then sure he dies, but Panther then cleans it up. I think that is just net win, getting XP both on the Medusa and the Nature's Prophet, stalling out the aggression from the offlane duo. A Bristle and a Batrider. Like, when you think about these 2 heroes, it's about trying to get as many kills as lane as possible, trying to really force out the carry. And yeah, as we said, the Medusa is tanky enough to just eat through all of that damage. Sure, again you die, but you get 2 kills in response due to your tankiness.
Kiyotaka once again in the jungle, 2 games in a row, relegated to jungling instead of laning at mid. When last game it was into a bit of a counter matchup, this time around
Panto.
It is certainly not. Ari looking over towards Panto, but the TP available, so Panto just leaves.
Yeah, just to update you guys, that Bloodstone is still in the quick buy.
It's still hanging around, isn't it?
Yeah, still chilling.
Concerningly.
Most players would have removed it by now, but yeah, again, we'll keep you updated on that one, guys. Copy does get the haste room. Kaori probably going to take his 3rd death of the game.
Yeah. Is it going to set up for anything? Let's see. Ari trying to break the coil. Does do so onto Kiyotaka, but doesn't manage onto Mira, who was his target. So Mira still going to get killed off by Copy here, who is going to be able to orb back to that high ground. But the D-Ward duo of Panto and Kiyotaka going to mean that Copy gets his ward taken away, but we'll be able to use his phase shift to get a bit of health and mana back.
This is the treat of not having Pro Tracker, right? Because I'm really clicking on Ari constantly, going like, "Boss, are you doing this?" I've not seen it in a single pub. I've not seen it. Like, I'm yet to see it at all, right? Maybe there's like another region of Dota that they've done it. But yeah, I'm keen.
It's just not good though.
Whoa! Hey.
It's not good.
let's not fall in line with what other talent have done in the past, where they slander something and then weeks later it becomes critical meta and they have to apologize.
There is no way.
wrong.
I will go on record and say this is bad, because it's not just the fact that he's playing against Medusa as well, who you don't even lifesteal from. So.
Yep, I know, Nomad. I know. I was just setting up the narrative. What if? I didn't have any proof of it being good or bad. I was just saying, what if? You know, I hadn't chose a side. You just jumped on the negative side.
He has swapped out now, so the Bloodstone is gone. Thank God. Everybody relax.
I still have
no griefing this game, but another attempt at the flame break. I mean, Kiyotaka knows what's coming and is able to sidestep it. The silence, it's not going to be long enough. Kiyotaka gets away again. Will not be taken out to the resin either. Oh my God.
Yeah, really nice, just wrapping around the trees, keeping it at pretty much what maximum core the entire time, buying just enough time to then get the zip away.
Nera trying to fight up with Copy here, but has got himself the brain sap. Will be all right. Copy just going to be able to grab a free regen rune. Very nice. Ari being targeted here a little bit. Kiyotaka comes in. Didn't even get his full health back up from the base, by the way. The absolute mad lad. But there's going to be a trade here as Copy's able to bring down Nera. And with the regen rune coming out and the puckish from the tower, Copy's going to be absolutely fine for health and mana.
Kind of bringing all the attention towards mid lane, right? Just soaking up the time, ensuring that Bristle can chill farm top, Tiny can farm bottom. Of course, Na'Vi would prefer to get the kill on the storm. I think Copy at least will be content the fact that he's cleaning up the odd kill here and there, and they're going on to Toronto Tokyo, but with the repel and the TP, Batrider is not level 6 yet, so unable to get the BKB piercing stun.
Very even early game
Be honest,
here.
Nomad. I got a really dumb question to ask you real quick.
Yeah.
If you were a pro player and you were playing Batrider and you were winning the game, would you use Firefly to draw funny pictures on the map?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Would you?
Because I think, yeah, I would, yeah. Because I feel like we don't really get pros, expressing themselves throughout the art form, right? You could do like a smiley face. You could do like an arrow pointing to the direction. You could do.
True, there's more than one option.
Yeah, there's so many options of creativity for a pro player to get fancy, but to show their personality, of course, their level of comedy.
The other day, I won't go into too much detail, but I was playing Tusk and I had the shard, and I put down an ice shard, and then my ancient apparition put down two ice vortexes. Now I'll let people fill in the blanks there, but
that's like a Venn diagram,
we enjoyed
right?
that.
Yeah, that's nice.
A little bit of partnership creativity there. It was lovely. Anyway, aggression coming out in the middle lane here from Na'Vi, looking like they want to put an end to this tower. Aurora, they have people around to defend, and actually Kaori, he really wants to grab some XP for himself, get himself up to level 6, so he's going to TP away from this. Aurora, do they see an opportunity here to stop Na'Vi from just running away with this tower? I really don't think so, but Hunter does come in, throws down the Sprout, throws down the Wrath of Nature. The tower's already dead. Boom. Having picked up the amplified damage, and can secure that tower for his mid laner. Na'Vi with their aggression here. And this is how their draft's going to function. Like, this isn't Na'Vi having like some crazy lead or anything. They've done well at mid, but this is sort of what we need to see from them. They should be aggressive. They should be making plays. They should be on the front foot most of this game.
Well, that's kind of victim to the support duo of Aurora, right? At a tower, how useful is a Nature's Prophet with a Sprout and then Bane with not even level 6 yet for the Fiend's Grip? They show themselves for a second, they're going to get coiled or flame breaked and just repositioned and die. So you've got to be very, very careful on Aurora. The only way to defend an objective is by getting a kill probably before they even get to the objective, because if Na'Vi set up, they have plenty of damage with their heroes. And yeah, Yuragi going for the early Echo Saber, thinking about second item Shadow Blade, so he wants to join the fight as early as possible, and they do have the sleep on the puck, but again, no 6 on the Bane, and also no team that wants to join him. Yeah, he'll waddle away. Oh damn, Kiyotaka. He's done this before when he goes for straight boots of travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is his way of saying, team, we are just farming. I want to be able to go back to base as many times as possible. I don't really want to buy clarities and, you know, play for the mana that way. I want to just farm, TP, be present, but not, you know, just overcommit to anything too early on.
Yeah, and certainly limiting the damage, because those treads do good damage to Storm usually. Yeah. Oh, actually, A Blast going to miss from Kaori. Is that going to make a big difference here? Well, finally the Frozen Feet comes off, and yeah, they will kill off Mira. Coil having to be used onto the Storm Spirit, otherwise Copy could be in danger. Oh, doesn't get down to the low ground there. Toronto Tokyo spots him now, but still has himself the Waning Rift to get away, and Kiritaka doesn't want to go any further than this, so
Dire's middle tower is under
just be
attack.
a pretty sloppy kill onto a Bane, but a kill all the same. And yes, it's just Shroud helping out a bit there.
Yeah, you can chalk that up to hit the blast next time and the kill's gonna be fine. In regards to shutting heroes down though, Nightfall, not at all really contested. Sure, he had that one death in the top lane, right? But didn't matter at all. He's now about to hit 7,000 gold. He's only 300 gold away from the Manta, and you know, a lot of the narrative of this game for Aurora is, you know, buy time for the Medusa, let her get to probably Manta butterfly +1 territory, right? Like the +1 is going to be the item that breaks the back of the fight from Na'Vi, especially when you see the Tiny looking at, you know, Shadowblade's like an item. He's fully subscribing to wanting to play pickoff, and Kiritaka actually TPing to the top lane as well. We'll see if he can find a
Boom
pickoff.
here, though. They might be a little bit baited because Yuragi is waiting in the trees. No, he's not. He TP's out.
Yeah, they want to disengage.
Yeah, no
Jumping
puck
a
at
level
least,
11
so.
Medusa with 21 and a greater healing Lotus doesn't sound like the best recipe for entering the game as Copy orbing away from mid.
If he's just gone away with this, that's kind of crazy. Let's see. Is Ari going to get caught out? I don't think so. Yeah, Copy just like putting pressure on Panto in the middle lane, forcing the entirety of Aurora to run at him. And they get nothing for it. Big time waste for Aurora here. Maybe they can go for the tower instead. Nightfall going to set himself up on this high ground.
But it's a time waste for both
Jesus.
teams though, right? Like other than Yuragi TPing to bot, everyone kind of dragged themselves to the middle part of the map. So it's not as if Na'Vi utilized that time, you know, created. Putting that even and okay. So everyone's back to top. So we see each other top, we walk to each other mid, then we walk back to the top. But they're finding Toronto Tokyo in the bot lane. They hit the Ice Blast. They don't have toss, but okay,
yeah,
actually the bot is they don't have toss. Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be a big problem. It's over up on the top side. Big team fight taking place. Copy needs to leave. Boom. Well, he's got that blade mail to make things awkward. Nightfall doesn't have the most amount of mana right now as Boom trying to finish off Panto, but can't quite get through those trees. Nightmare out from Mirror as well. Trying to keep him alive, but it won't be enough. Boom gets a kill, but now can Boom get out? He's being chased here. Kiritaka staying on him. Boom running out of health, running out of life, and he is gone. Kiritaka gets a double kill up here in the top lane as they bring down both Copy and Boom.
And Na'Vi just are not able to sync up their heroes in any way to create this kind of like explosive entry to the game that we expected, right? Every time the puck enters a fight, he's getting nightmared or gripped, and even in mid lane there's an Omni Knight to destroy it, and now Batrider does get the lasso onto the Omni Knight, and it's 2 seconds for a repel. He also does actually get the wait, what? I thought he's Guardian Angel.
Yeah, he Guardian Angel.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he used it
Okay.
in that fight.
Top tower is under attack.
Right.
Which meant that the Tiny couldn't kill him. So away he goes. Toronto Tokyo. Absolutely fine. And yeah, another kill onto the Omni Knight. Unsuccessful. It's getting awkward now for Na'Vi. We talked
Very
about their
awkward.
pacing. We talked about how they're meant to be playing the game fast. We talked about how they're supposed to be finding kills. None of it's happening. They keep trying to kill Omni Knight. It's not working. Elsewhere, they can't really kill Nightfall now. It's just very, very awkward indeed. I don't know where to go from here.
The thing is with what Aurora's doing, because you have like the boots of travel on the Storm Spirit, you've got the Medusa, the Omni, like the Tricore is playing in a way where it's like, let's just not allow Na'Vi to get near us, right? Storm's never getting picked off by the puck, so the puck pick was meant to threaten the Storm early game. So Kiritaka is jungling. What are you picking off? You're never going that deep into the map, and then you jump an Omni, you have Repel, you jump a Medusa, she has Stone Gaze. Like, the aggression we expected is just truly stalled out because Aurora is respecting that aggression so much and playing in such a defensive way. Like, this is what we wanted to see in their previous Medusa game against Quantum, but they just didn't execute it as well. But this time they are playing it so much better from the previous round of this qualifier.
They are, yeah, they've stepped it up. They know their opponents well, it seems, and yeah, against Na'Vi, they are not showing any cracks at the moment. Smoke up now from Aurora. They're looking to get a bit of aggression coming in themselves. Orchid reveal for the Storm Spirit here. Copy is their number one target.
Toronto Tokyo, they're in the bot lane. Again, with the Repel,
this time they'll
get full comboed. He will buy enough time for the team to come in.
All right, here we go. Attempt number 3, and this one looks easy. They'll kill him down with ease, but the rest of the team coming on through. There's the Orchid reveal out onto the Puck. Puck, can he survive through this, though? I think he might be able to, and yeah, it's going to get out the other side. So Copy living for now as the support's just getting absolutely bashed in by Yuragi. Yuragi gets the double kills. Boom brings down the other. Stone Gaze out from Nightfall to get into safety. Kiyotaka also going to TP out of this one and will be okay. So good response here from Na'Vi. This time, they don't mess up the initiation onto the Omni Knight. They kill him off quick, and then they gather themselves a whole bunch of Aurora heroes in the process.
Yeah, the spells are connecting, and now the Batrider will get the Blink Dagger complete. So it's going to be even easier. If Ancient Apparition and Batrider play together, you could argue any hero on the map other than Medusa should be dying. Right, Lasso into Ice Blast and Puck.
Ooh, big pick from Kiyotaka here.
Gone.
Utilizing that ward placed earlier and getting the kill onto Copy, who is still farming on low HP. But Boom and Kaori coming in onto Panto. Panto is going to die here, but Kiyotaka still sticking around. Ari's going to go looking for him, but of course, there's the Storm Spirit Zip available. And the Ball Lightning gets him to safety.
Kiyotaka, he wants more. Look at him, he's running around. Wait, Boom crit.
Yeah, onto Boom here, who doesn't really care. But, I mean, it's just making space. It's just making a distraction. But he's taken a step too far. Yuragi, once again, finding the target here, killing off Kiyotaka. The one saving grace of Na'Vi at the moment, the one consistency has been Yuragi. And he is stepping up in this game so far.
I mean, if they can continue getting kills like this, where Aurora kind of overstep that aggression, right? You've got the bot lane where Omni Knight dies to the Ice Blast and Storm tries to continue the fight, and then you have Storm continuing the engagement on the board, tries to go for a kill. Sure, you kill Batrider, but giving Tiny this incredible kill on yourself. Look at the net worth. It's the Bristle, the Tiny. They're not keeping up with the Medusa, but at least in contention, right? I think being anywhere within 2,000 gold of Medusa is quite a decent place to be. As
oh no, Ice Blast. This is awkward here.
No.
And Mira's already dead elsewhere on the map from the Puck and Ari, but that means they know the Puck and Ari aren't here. Kaori just gonna let it go onto Kiyotaka here and get that Ice Blast off. And Toronto Tokyo TP get out of there, but Yuragi finds Kiyotaka once again. The Tiny on the mark as they'll move on to Panto. Panto to die, and now they're looking for the big lady, and the big lady is singing, which means it's all over. Nightfall trying to leave, but just getting pecked and pecked and pecked, out of mana, out of health. Na'Vi 4k up, 4 kills. The only survivor is the Omni Knight from this fight.
Yeah, and the theme of Na'Vi's success is find the Omni Knight, get him to leave the fight through either death or TP, and then just swarm over Aurora. Like, they're so close to big item timers in Aurora, but they're just not getting them, right? Like Medusa, a talisman from Butterfly. Omni Knight, like 300 gold from Radiance. I can look at the items here, like they're so close to being ready to rebuttal the skirmish from Na'Vi, but you know, Na'Vi, they've identified the way to engage. Find Omni, stop him from buffing up other heroes, and yeah, threaten them. Still a little sloppy from the general initiation from Na'Vi, but I think mainly Kaori, the fact that he does get the Ice Blast and Storm before he goes down enables Yuragi with the Shadow Blade to kind of wrap back around him. It's a bit surprising from Kiyotaka. Like, you saw the Tiny disengage with Shadow Blade, you were Ice Blasted, but he continued walking in proximity to where Tiny could be. Like, he didn't just zip away to safety, play on a center, or anything like that. He kind of offered himself up, and you know, like I said, Nightfall not having the Butterfly, he does get chased down as well. So yeah, Aurora ever so close to timings, but not playing for them, offering up Na'Vi a way to enter this game. And we just said that Tiny was like within 2,000 gold, trailing the Medusa. You blink, he's now top net worth.
Yuragi doing absolute work in this game number 2. The bold bad boy back in command.
Yeah,
this
a
ward
true
here
board player.
has been seen, but Mira may be biting off a bit more than he can chew. It'll be another kill for Yuragi now.
This is
I did
what I
like
expected
that
though
from
from
Ari,
Navi.
actually.
Sorry, go on.
Just quickly throwing a little flame break behind him to just make sure that if there's any Omni Knight coming in behind to try and help him out, then he's not going to be able to connect.
Yeah, pretty cool. Again, I kind of expected this from Navi a little bit earlier, but I'm still happy that they were able to get their draft online and they found the Omni Knight.
No.
No.
It's fine.
Doesn't matter.
He's dead
though.
anyway.
Yeah.
He'd already used the purification to heal, but just the slow drag out of the target zone. I was just like, well, it's fine. I think Ari and Kaori need to, go to a spa together or something. Just have a bonding moment.
Shit, doesn't have TP for a second.
What's going on here, T Governor?
So the mid laner has perished. Oh, and
Feels a little
Boom in the
illegal.
mid lane.
Well, Boom's also doing...
big silence
Oh
over
my
Copy.
god, that's a lot of goo. That's a lot of goo coming out. Copy trying to help out, but Boom, well, his days are over, but he's trying to set up for Yuragi, and Yuragi says, oh, yes, please, I absolutely want to take a bite out of this. Panto, he tries to get the trees out onto Yuragi, but he's got the range to be able to just hit him through regardless. Well, they'll lose the rest of the back, take down 2 supports, but considering both the kills go towards this Tiny, who's just flying into this game, you'll be absolutely fine with that.
Yeah, and they are punishing Aurora left, right, and center. You find hero, kill hero, you're forcing Storms to run around, you're pressuring Omni Knight shit. Yeah, it's everything you could ask for with Navi's lineup. And again, I was doubting if they were going to get it online. It felt like they were stumbling their way into the early game, especially with the heroes they had. It was just a little bit worrying, I'd say. But yeah, they found their entry and they're continuing to apply that pressure. Look at Yuragi. He's not hitting creeps. He's shadow bladed running around, and he's going to find Kiyotaka.
And there's the ice blast coming in.
Yep.
So nicely timed on that one as well. Kaori going to be able to secure the kill. That's exactly what you want to see from your AA player. Like, even going before, casting it before Yuragi's even closed the gap. Just, yeah, very good.
All right, I have a hot take. You ready?
Hit me.
The Orchid is actually killing Kiyotaka.
Intriguing.
Because
But he bought it to kill other people. That sounds
Yes.
ironic to me, T.
Yes, but he purchased it to kill other people, in which he now put himself in positions in which he now dies. He bought Boots of Travel to play for the jungle, to be efficient, to hide on the map. He buys Orchid, smokes up, instantly runs into the enemy, dies. Goes again, dies. Again, dies. Again, dies. Right? Like, he's playing so aggressive on the map because he thinks the Orchid is like this both aggressive and defensive tool to ensure that he can, be a pesky little storm spirit. But in turn, post Orchid, I'm just seeing a sea of death.
It sounds to me like he's too focused on killing and not focused enough on saving. And in very famous words from one of the best films ever made, you don't win by killing those you hate, you win by saving those you love.
Who do you think Kiyotaka loves most on Aurora?
Nobody. Himself. No, I reckon he's a Toronto Tokyo fan. Probably watched him win TI and was like, I want to play with him one day, and now he is. And he's like, wow.
It's powerful, it's smart. Go for the guy who probably has more influence in the organization. Befriend the guy and keep yourself on the roster for as long as possible. Well,
Do what you gotta do.
Yep.
And talking about what you gotta do, Yuragi's gonna take his top tower, but fortification comes out, but I don't think that's gonna stop him. He's got a big old tree, and we'll be able to take down the tier 2 tower with ease. No Medusa here to defend that one, but Nightfall still very much having a game here, to be clear. Nightfall has got the butterfly, has got the manta. Skadi not far away, and that is going to be a pretty scary timing. That's going to really change the way that Tiny can play the game. You can't really do the jumping in, jumping out, playing around the fight so much. Once you're in against Skadi, you're in. And Smoke Up, Boom, more than happy to be this annoying guy in the front lines, and his build really says exactly that. Just these cheap items to make himself as annoying and powerful as possible. Blade Mail, Glemicate, Lotus Orb. Is it slot efficient? Well, in 10 minutes time? Probably no, but at the moment, it's going to make him very strong indeed. As, yes, pretty nice kill from Copy here, just finding a solo player. Now they move over towards Kiyotaka as well and bring him down. Kiyotaka dead again. BKB was available that time around, but didn't want to throw it down like that. Wanted to use it in a more impactful manner, but he's dead all the same.
He went for this like massive zip. Seeing the puck had used core, like, okay, I can maybe go for the kill, but it's a puck with Yules as well. Like there's so many ways that the puck's gonna survive. Very ambitious from Kiyotaka. There's Arian that kills Bane. Aurora just falling apart across the map.
Godlike on Yuragi. He is absolutely in control of this game. Again, Nightfall just trying to slither around, trying to farm up. All right, Ultimate Orb would be online before the high ground push, but man, Nightfall do it all by himself.
I mean, that's what they're going to have to hope for. They're hoping for the high ground hold in which a butterfly Scardy Medusa can just A-click her way through the fight and just pretty much pray that Na'Vi overextends. Because in the open map, the tier 2, the tier 1, all this area, I'm just going to keep on dying as Kiyotaka now respawns, instantly goes for a 1v3
Stefan
and dies.
Yep. Killed Kaori.
He did get Kaori.
Mission
I don't know if you want
accomplished.
to chalk it up as a win though.
Mission accomplished. It's a win.
Okay, sure. Mission accomplished. Kiyotaka,
It was a win.
he's done it again.
Followed by a loss.
He's dead.
It was a win immediately followed by a loss. But
I feel like the cast for the last 5 minutes has just been us chains saying someone on Aurora is dead. And fair play to Na'Vi. They
Mostly
are doing a
Kiyotaka,
very
to
good
be
job
fair.
at... yeah, I mean, there's been a sprinkling of mirror deaths and... To be fair, it's just been death and destruction on side. Critically, though, like we've already mentioned, Nightfall is ignoring the chaos of this game and just doing his job. But we all have to ask the question, has there been too much feeding on Aurora?
we will look at that when the game is over, whichever way
the
it
grip
goes.
got
But
Moses.
right now, Panto's just getting blown up. But to be fair, Ari's going to die in response to that as well. Yuragi now going in, looking for the Medusa, but she's going to just pop that Stone Gaze. But the Yules is there as a response from Copy, locking down the Medusa, stopping her from getting away. And Yuragi just trying to slam the damage down into Nightfall. But invincibility is there with the invisibility. And now Yuragi things looking a little bit awkward for him. Although Kiyotaka comes flying in and, well, flying out. This time he gets away. They still want Yuragi here, and they may well just find him. They're running out of tools to keep him alive. Yuragi, he's gonna die for the first time. That's his age is gone, but Kiyotaka's down the side to Copy. Now Nightfall, can he do it again? Yuragi looking on the sidelines, looking for some easier targets than this Medusa. You need to kill off everybody else, but they've gotten Yuragi low again. Invisibility is there, but he's under the sentry, and he just will not let him get away. Toronto Tokyo chasing Yuragi to the ends of the earth. He doesn't have anything left. Yuragi here, but can he just TP out with the Gale Guard here? No, he cannot. Oh, Toronto Tokyo will not let him go. Toronto Tokyo chasing him to the ends of the earth. And he is just going to die in the end to the Enfeeble from Nero, who gets his godlike streak.
Did he just kill himself?
Nice.
Like adding more
yeah, he repelled
strength.
himself, didn't he? Yeah, that's not what
We're
you
gonna
want to do in
replay
that
on that one real
situation.
quick, just for the
We want to
fans
know.
real quick. We just want to. We know what happened, but just for the fans, just to.
It's a cool mechanic, to be fair.
Yeah, no. If you want to, if you want to get back to base quicker, pumping some strength to yourself and cheerio.
Give yourself percentagely more HP, which means it takes a lot less to. Yeah. Anyway, we'll take a look back on that one in a minute, but they killed Yuragi. Let's not get distracted here. They killed the raid boss. They brought him down. Medusa didn't die. All good things for Aurora. Like they should be very happy with this last fight.
They're going on to puck.
Yeah, this is it should be actually the Orchids run out from Kiyotaka, but he's got another one available in 4 seconds, and Copy's not
keeps
leaving.
running in. The
Copy.
madman.
Oh, hold on. There's a lasso out. Barry was waiting for the catch, and they catch him. Now look over towards Moore. Mira's going to be the next target. Mira, TP available, but feels like he can't use it in this situation, and he's kind of right. We'll just get eaten down. Kaori going to grab that kill.
Oh, Kiyotaka's had such a stable qualifier so far. I've yet to say, classic Kiyotaka, the overgrowth. I feel like he's had such form and the Death Prophet games, everything. It felt so good to watch, but we're back. back. This is the Kiyotaka that everyone
We're so
loves to
back.
see.
Everyone's
Like, I
favorite
feel like if
version
you
of
unplugged
Kiyotaka.
his keyboard for 10 minutes, the game probably would be so much better for Aurora. Like, if you prevented his ability to use Zip and just forced him to A-click around the jungle, they'd be pretty happy in this game. But no, my guy has just thrown himself into the front line so many different times, and 20,000 gold lead for Na'Vi. Like, Nightfall, at some point he's going to ask his team, like, lads, I respect you making space for me, but you've made a bit too much space. Like,
Yeah, like I am top of net worth, yes. However,
wait, so what was the deaths looking like? Actually, it's 11
8
deaths Mirror,
deaths.
10 deaths Panto, 8 deaths Storm Spirit. Somehow the 4 deaths on Toronto Tokyo feels like 40, because every time he's died, it's really blown up the entire game, and Kiyotaka's dead again.
I mean, I don't know what to say at this point. This is just it's space, guys. It's space. It's space for Nightfall.
Na'Vi's lineup is really good at pickoffs, right? Like,
They
we
are,
cannot
yes,
understate, like, with Tiny with the Shadow Blade, the Ancient Apparition with Ice Blast, Bat with a Blink, Puck with the Blink, Plasma with the Coil. Like, they are exceptional on the open map. Like, just to keep reminding you, like, we expect kills to happen, but at this stage of the game, this is normally when Aurora should, like, clean up their positioning, be ready, because when an RV come for the pickoff, that's when you turn it around, utilize the repel, get a good grip, Nature's Prophet getting the vision, right? Like, you have the heroes to turn around the fight, and often from 25 minutes plus, a pickoff dominant team will have to hit a brick wall at some point, and that brick wall, like we've been saying with Medusa, a Daedalus is now ready. Like, they have the bricks to build the wall. They just seem to be not building it. I don't know how to continue that.
Well, they're not
but,
playing
yeah.
behind the wall. That's a problem. They're playing in front of the
No.
wall, and they're
No,
kind of being
Kiyotaka's like,
splattered
the
against
little
it.
Humpty Dumpty that sat on top of it. He's now just cracked on the bottom.
It's had
right?
many,
It's like-
many falls.
Yeah, he has many,
The
many.
king's
falls.
horses have no idea what to do at this point.
It does put a smile on my face, though. I have missed this side of Kiyotaka. It is.
We all have.
Yeah.
He's so bad.
He's had too good of a qualifier.
But let's lock in, because here we go. We have
Yep.
Roshan respawning down in the bottom side. Both teams angled to try and contest this one. This is going to be the first time we see Aurora really going as 5. They have their Medusa, Skadi, Manta, Butterfly, Daedalus. Throwing everything onto this hero is going to lose you the game very, very quickly. They need to kill off everybody else. And then maybe you can deal with Nightfall if he sticks around.
They do
It's
have
no
the
easy
MKB on
task.
Tiny.
What is this? They smoke up into them, but immediately a smoke up from Aurora. They are
Harry
moving across
might
the other
find
side of the
Kiyotaka.
map because they know they need to reset. Roshan's not going to be going down. They need to move. Coil out, trying to get the BKB from Kiyotaka here, and they will get it. Kiyotaka's still standing his ground
25 on
regardless
Puck.
and still dead because there's an Aghanims. The
No,
25 on
25
Puck,
Puck,
yeah.
It's 35 minutes of the game, and copy's just 25. It's
Yeah, I was going to say, that doesn't seem right, but okay.
no. Yeah, I was clicking around the heroes. I was like, okay, MKB on Tiny, maybe they can eat through the Butterfly. Uragi's level 23, but I just hadn't clicked on Puck, and yeah. It's going to make it even easier to kill Kiyotaka. That's his 10th death of the game.
Well, a little bit of a breath for the Aurora supports, at least, as they're both able to pick up the Shrine of Wisdoms.
There's only so many ways we can word it.
Oh, and Kaori's going to die, so... Yeah, the supports are feeling it right now. We just got a bunch of XP from these kills, from this Wisdom. Now we go and kill Kaori. Hell yeah. And now we're both dead. They dared to dream, like Kid Icarus, flying too close to the sun. Their wings have burnt up, and they've been crashing back down to the earth.
And whilst they're doing Roshan, I know we already showed it, but the graph, from 20 minutes till now, it just looks exceptional from Na'Vi. Like, look at the bottom, right? At 20 minutes, you just lost a tower in AA. Sure, throughout the game, you lose like one Tiny and a Bristle, but just look at the destruction that Na'Vi have brought to this map. Multiple Storm kills, Bane kills,
Yes,
Prophet
sir.
kills, Omni kills, towers, and they've done everything. Absolutely everything you could ask for Na'Vi. They have done it.
Except kill the Ancient. But they're getting there.
Hey, let's not get carried away now.
One step at a time.
Yeah, okay.
And here we go,
Sure, I won't
looking in
say
again.
everything. They've
Toronto,
done
Tokyo.
nearly everything that you could ask for. There we go. Oh, they found it.
Yeah, they had the vision down, they had the ward, and they will be able to get this kill. Ari and Uragi. And this is what I was talking about in the draft, you know?
Yep.
Na'Vi, they just always have the ability to group up as long as their cores have farm 2 heroes, they'll kill anybody they want. Very, very nice.
Not to be the bearer of bad news, but Kiyotaka potentially could fall below the Ancient Apparition and every hero on Na'Vi if the game is to continue in its path.
It is bad news. It's also kind of funny though, so I'll
It's very funny.
And the fact is, like, I'm still not convinced that Na'Vi are going to win this just because Nightfall's such a good carry player. Like, it's just the Nightfall effect.
You pick up an Aghanims on the Storm Spirit, right? The way that Na'Vi kills here is kind of through clumping, right? The Bristleback wants to get in the goo range, Tiny wants to right click, Bat wants to lasso. Like, there will be a moment that if Kiyotaka finds that one vortex with the Aghanims,
oh yeah,
everything's possible, right?
If Medusa's there to follow up, yeah, it doesn't matter what happened for the previous 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Na'Vi's starting to poke on this high ground. Aegis on the Tiny, don't forget. Boom has a heart. I guess that's one way to get around your slot problems, right? You go for these like cheap but strong early items which kind of ruin your slots. Just get a heart. Just get a 6,000 gold item off how much it is.
Yeah. And the early Lotus has prevented Mira from ever really hitting a grip, right? Nightfall blinks into all of them, says hello, kills off the banner. Kiyotaka, what are we doing?
Yeah. Living? Oh, Kiyotaka gets out with it, and Boom. Well, Boom's dead as well, so, you know, trades have been made. And it looks like Aurora is having a pretty miserable time getting banged out by illusions as well. Toronto Tokyo comes in with his big hammer on the sidelines, but Nightfall is getting very, very low, but they can't stay on him. Yuragi suddenly finds that he's pretty lonely in this fight. Ari coming back into it, though, gonna find himself a target, stays on top of Panto. BKB's there as well. Toss back from Yuragi to get off the damage onto the supports. They both get taken out, but the Bane's there with a buyback. Meanwhile, inside of the base, Medusa getting back her mana and TP back in to make sure they keep these barracks alive. So, to have a quick damage recap on that one, seeing exactly what went down here, pretty much an even trade, but buybacks coming out from the supports of Aurora is costly. Look at the Bristleback. 0 damage across the board. Nothing gained from that. That's really going to put him down in this game.
Sure, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter as of yet. I think critically for Aurora, this, again, say silver lining once again, it's like they don't lose racks, right? That is like the hope that Aurora have installed into them. The main problem is this puck. Like, can they even kill? I think there's a clear line in which Yuragi can die, right? Post Aegis, he's kind of walking a fine line of like, you know, one misstep and he can go down. But the fact that Puck is blinking into the back line, killing Storm where he nearly survived the coil, and you know, Copy just running completely free within this game.
Almost got caught out live as well, by the way, but he did escape. Yeah, he continues the push. They've still got a tier 2 to take down in the bottom side.
Radiant are scanning.
Lasso out onto Toronto Tokyo. Big target here. Can they do the damage to finish him off, though? Yes, they can. Copies in with the coil, and that'll get them the kill. Spoon just running up to the high ground. Toss back onto the Medusa. Oh, no. Nightfall very far out of base right now. Running out of mana, but does get off the Stone Gaze just at the last second here. But Yuragi keeps pounding away at this Medusa. He wants that snake dead. And with the toss coming through, they'll take him down. Nightfall is gone without buyback. Panto getting taken down as well. And it is over. GG is called. Nightfall, all it took was a singular death and the game falls apart. He could not do it all. Great.
Always truly lock onto a Medusa to stop her from being the carry of the game. Like, yeah, if you have a 10k lead, sure, you're gonna probably be able to do that. So I want to side with Na'Vi, the aggression they had in game 2, the heroes they have in game 3, but there's something about Aurora's adjustments that feel like it's polishing the mistakes of game 2 to ensure that Nightfall can be the carrier of the game. And yeah, Na'Vi, they need to just break Aurora like they did in the second game, and I just don't know if they can. You know, it's I'm hesitant.
There's also not much disengage on the side of Na'Vi, which I feel like is one of the key things against Death Prophet you really need to consider. is being able to get away from the exorcism. They have none of that. There is no centaur, and the catch from Aurora is also really, really strong as well. So just being able to outpace them, going to be very difficult. Kaori and Kiyotaka say hello in the middle lane. Kaori just going to make sure that Kiyotaka doesn't get any information there about the wards and whatnot. Like, I absolutely, like, my brain is 100% going Aurora here. Like, I don't think they should lose, but I don't know. For some reason, I can see Na'Vi doing it. They definitely have the tools to do it. It's just a tough game. Iragi being poked out pretty aggressively here by Panto and by Mera. We'll be a little careful here with the TP, but make sure they're long gone before he is going to use it to get back to the lane. Meanwhile, Toronto Tokyo going in with some body blocks as well to make this lane as awkward as possible for the Iragi Razor. He'll come back and do his body blocks of his own, though, and will stop it from going under tower. Nicely done there from Iragi with the counter blocks.
Yeah, the first levels are very critical for this the bot lane for Na'Vi. They want to get Razor and Silencer into a position to be able to just bully the Razor. Like, you're picking, sorry, bully the Axe, sorry. Like, you're picking the Razor to try and have threat in the lane. So if you get level 2 first, level 3, you keep chasing Axe down the whole length of that lane. Then there gives purpose to the pick, and it already forces Aurora to kind of play recovery in one of them. Yeah, so have to keep an eye out if they can find any kills that.
It's definitely a way of, like, abusing the Axe pick, because one of the weaknesses in here is definitely his lane. We haven't really seen that take place in the Axe games we've seen, but, you know, I'm told Axe is not the best laner, so Razor, very strong laner. We'll see if he is able to punish Toronto Tokyo for this pick down here.
Yeah, Axe's laning always thrives when you kill the support. If the support makes mistakes and you get a couple kills on him, then there is so much life to it. And Koyori already feeling victim to that, right? He's getting, you know, ether shocked, he's getting battle hungered, just constant spam onto him. He's going to need to bring out additional tangos and salves and play around his stick to ensure that he doesn't give the extra Aurora.
Very aggressive from Mira here, but they have hit level 2 now on the side of Na'Vi. Immediate TP comes out from Mira to make sure that he will survive this. Good reactions there from the Shaman, already locating the fact that they have no stuns in this lane, so TPing out is always going to be an option for Aurora in this lane.
Meanwhile, mid lane and top lane are going relatively even, right? Nothing too crazy happening. I think everyone's just trading the CS quite nicely. We said it in the first game, but a Bristle versus a Medusa. It is surprising if the Medusa ever dies. You really need to have like multiple goos on you to be deep down the lane and get chased down. And I think critically, I'm more
up your wand, isn't it?
I'm more intrigued to know about what's going to happen with mid. As soon as the Death Rocket hits 6, what is Na'Vi's rebuttal to that? At that point, they're kind of hoping that the Razor and the Bristle will be independent. These side lane cores are pretty good at standing their ground later into the laning phase. So Silencer and Rubik, in theory, should be able to come mid and assist, maybe even killing the Death Prophet, but that's why it's so important that the early game goes well for Na'Vi. They need to stop Kiyotaka from being the do-it-all hero.
Another nice little combo, a little quirk of this draft from Na'Vi is that Bristleback with the Snort Rocket plus the Razor's ultimate is going to create a lot of anti-armor just naturally in these fights without even having to build into it or apply it directly.
Yeah, I mean, Storm zipping around's always going to have, you know, someone probably to punish.
Storm, Razor, even the Bristleback to an extent can all make use of that if anybody's getting particularly low. And so annoying for Ari to deal with on the Rubik. He just does not trade good into this hero. And Toronto Tokyo still struggling down here in the bottom lane, not able to get his CS really coming in. Iragi completely taking advantage of this Axe pick. And this is kind of what we're expecting. You have to punish these picks when they come out, you know, and they will know the answers. You know, they're an Axe picking team as Mira getting targeted hit. Mira turns around with the Hex. No TP this time though, so no way out of it. Although, no, too late. Kaori gets in the right click and Mira will go down.
I kind of felt like it was inevitable that the death would occur down here, and they do get it. Bringing up more resources.
Kiyotaka trying to find Copy
look at him.
farming in the jungle.
It's so annoying.
Oh my god, that's so obnoxious.
Yeah.
It's not like he shoved the wave in mid either. Like,
No,
you
he
know, the
just
middle
ditched
wave's
it, yeah.
dying. He just doesn't care.
Let's go back to the point of Death Prophet does delete all of Copy's primary heroes, but again, don't wanna harp on it too much. But just one last time, Nomad, please stop me from talking about it again in the cast.
I will not, because it's quite important.
All right, thanks. No, I respect that. Water rune. Kiyotaka gets the top one. Of course,
Panto
still was stuck in base.
trying to be a sweaty lad and make multiple stacks in the jungle. Only managed to make one this time, unfortunately. But you know, always got to respect the effort. Very, very high skill stuff to pull off.
I do love a good
Kiyotaka,
video about
man.
like, this is how you make 17 stacks at the same time. It's like, wait, what? Can you watch it? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm never doing that. I'm good, brother. Thanks for the video, though. I respect it.
Panto just comes in, also tries to take a chunk out of these stacks as well. He's very upset.
Look
Also,
how annoying
Panto just-
Mira is.
Straight up sentryed it right in front of his face, and looks like Harry didn't respond to that.
Yeah. The supports of Aurora just left the lanes earlier, right? You've got Naga Siren, punishing the top side of the map. You've got the Shaman blocking the hard cap that Storm was farming, taking the 2 small creeps. 6-minute rune comes into play. And it is going to be top, but again, Panto is already there. He can take it if he wants. But if Ari doesn't come to contest it, Kiyotaka will be able to get it. Hope he gets it denied, but will he trade his life for this? There is no snare.
Yeah,
He
this
doesn't
is
get right
not
click down, so it
worthwhile.
doesn't matter. Yeah.
Somehow Panto gets that, so that'll be a kill going towards the Naga Siren. Harry with a little bit of a fumble. Nice plays. And responses from the Aurora team. So they start to move their focus towards mid. And yeah, Copy very much on the struggle bus now. Sure, his last hits look okay, and actually his net worth's kind of looking fine as well. It's more about how much the Death Prophet's being able to get done.
Yeah, I think, critically it's the fact that I spoke about the supports being able to leave the side lanes on Na'Vi, but because of Copy going to jungle so early, running to base, there's been like a 2-minute window where your mid's not been in mid, therefore there's no natural time where Rubik and Silencer can come to the lane. And it's not as if Rubik Silencer kill when they come to mid. They want a dive to be occurring to then fade bolt and lift on the tower to then throw out the slows and the Silencer. And Aurora just are not enabling that opportunity. They're not, hitting 6 on DP and instantly pressing ultimate at the tower, right? Like, that's kind of like an old school way of playing it. Instead, Kiyotaka walks bottom again. I feel like we always see Kiyotaka want to play on the side lane when he hits his ultimate. He doesn't just play mid. And this is really annoying for Na'Vi. When you pick a Razor to threaten the Axe, and the Axe has not died in laning phase, plus Kiyotaka brings your safe lane tower to half HP just from right clicks alone.
Yeah, it's less than ideal, and there's a lot of pressure coming down here, and all of the vision in the Radiant jungle means that Yuragi's just never going to feel safe, but he is feel safe apparently to go for a kill here onto Toronto Tokyo. Toronto Tokyo turns around with the TP out, and he's going to get away, and now it's Yuragi in trouble as TP is coming out here, but Copy, he's going to join in with this one, but Yuragi's so low already, and he is going to fall. Mira maybe will be the return kill here, but Mira's got a few heals still in his pocket, throws them out. Copy cannot finish the job here, cannot get caught by Panto with that ensnare, has to back himself away. They will get nothing from this. They lose their carry, and they cannot find the return kill onto Mira. That would have been such a critical way to get Copy back into the game. You got your 3 galvanized stacks, get a kill onto Mira, and maybe you might find him anyway. Although Mira does turn around. I mean, Shackles are going to be out, but it's a level 1, so it does not last long at all, and Copy should finish the job.
If there was a camp there, I was like, is he going to deny? Okay, there is no camp. Yeah, he's out.
He's done for.
Still pretty good moves there from Aurora, bringing all this attention to the bottom side of the map, killing off the carry, and just opening up even more time for Nightfall and the Medusa to feel uncontested, just farming away. They need to get levels in their supports on Na'Vi. And the problem is, you get level 6 on a Rubik, you get level 6 on a Silencer. The heroes then want to see aggression from their opponent, but what happens when Axe hits the jungle? DP hits the jungle. Medusa hits the jungle. Like, they're going to have to smoke up themselves and try and find a kill. Drag Copy into the fight and see if they can kill anyone.
They have to start playing. So Yuragi is going for this kind of glass cannon build. I was wondering how he was going to play out this Razor, and at the moment he's got the Mjolnir queued up.
2 Mjolnirs.
2 Mjolnirs, in fact, yes.
Yeah, it was a Mjolnir and a Maelstrom. Doesn't work, by the way, but imagine.
Maybe he misses Maelstrom, yeah, so much that he's just like, oh, I'll just buy them both and get the old active and the new active. Or something.
We had Ari fake buying Bloodstone last game, so maybe the quick buys are not to be looked into too much. K-Taco, any pressure? And a 21 done a song.
Okay. Everybody hang out, everybody chill out a minute. We don't have the global silence to answer this at the moment, so yeah, Panto is just going to be able to perform a little Panto of his own, actually. And everybody just has to sit there and listen.
It's been like, what, 6 games or so? It took you some time, but you finally said it.
I mean, I think this is the first time he's been playing Nagasiren, right? Maybe not.
Maybe not. Who knows? Shall I cheat and double check? I feel like he has played Nagasiren in the last 3 days.
I don't know. I feel...
Yeah, he did against one move.
Against one move? Okay.
Yep.
Game 1? Well, I wasn't there for that, so...
Oh, you said it, not me. But now you open up the floodgates. Yeah, I've been good. I didn't remind you about that all day today.
It would be kind of weird if you brought it up at this point, but...
Hey, okay, fair. Good point. I was just trying to get brownie points, alright? But fine, whatever. Alright, moving on.
Toronto, Tokyo doing some risky jungling. I mean, this very kind of invisible way of playing the game for Aurora is definitely going to allow Na'Vi to recover from their lanes. But again, this draft isn't really meant to be recovering from anything. It's meant to be ahead pretty much from this point onwards. So they'll try and force them into this situation. Of course, Copy has recovered kind of from his lane. He's got a couple of levels. He's got, Soul Ring, Treads. He's not completely invisible. Could really use a power rune to get back into the game, and fortunately there's just been so much action happening around these power runes because Aurora recognize that. They're saying, the one way that Copy can be a threat to us right now is if he gets one of those power runes. So of course in come the illusions and an arcane. Okay. Not the not the best, but definitely not the worst. We'll see what Copy can do with this.
This will just be an arcane room where he tries to be more efficient on the map. Jungle a bit quicker. With the global and everything. I'd like to see them entertain a kill if possible, but for now. Taking still. Oh, okay, here it is. Let's see Mirror. Activates the arcane. Bring it in the tower. He does have the tower protection.
Yeah, it's a little deep. Toronto Tokyo's nearby. If he can set up with a blade mail into a call here onto Copy. Oh, he's blocked in the tree lights here. Move, Mirror. Move. Doesn't matter. Then comes a Hex. The Skull Science coming down, giving Copy a chance, but the call is in range. Down he goes. See you later, Storm Spirit. Mirror throws out the tip as well. It was a little deep, T.
I'm putting myself on cooldown, so I'm being polite. That's it. Give me 5 seconds.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Going for that play under the tower on to a pretty low value target as well. Just not really worthwhile. And also sets up the axe to grab himself a free dunk there, which is absolutely phenomenal for Toronto Tokyo. This hero, again, his lane isn't great. His early game is also not great. You're really just waiting for Blade Mail and Blink Dagger to be like a full hero. But, I mean, now he's just running around the map, getting whoever he wants. Kaori gonna die here as well.
Yeah, bonk. I just think it was completely unnecessary in regards to Na'Vi, right? Like, their early game hasn't been that successful. Their Razor has died, and Storm's been heavily pressured. So when you get an Arcane and you're taking the enemy stacks, why not play for... Let's farm a bit, let's get the Kaya. If we see a core hero that we can kill, let's go for it. But yeah, it was so forced. But I think the pressure of Aurora farming is getting to Na'Vi. You feel that they want to take a fight, but now Panto, getting a song set up on 2 heroes. Kiyotaka doesn't have the silence to layer into them, nor does Toronto Tokyo. Oh, he actually does have the positioning to hit the call, but only gets the Rubik.
Ooh, Copy gets away, but Ari will not. And Stone Gaze coming out on this one as well. Yuragi trying to look for an opportunity to come in the sidelines. This one doesn't really find it. Now being slowed down by the battle hunger as well, but he is going to be able to get himself back as Boom just getting a ton of silence. In they go on the side of Na'Vi. Really? I mean, they'll kill off Mirror at the very least, but Yuragi's still on the run. They don't have that much catch available though. Toronto Tokyo still trying to close the gap onto Yuragi. Doesn't quite do so. They secure Yuragi a kill and get themselves out. Exism, it might not be able to take down this tower, so delaying the game a little bit more. And in fact, Ari going on to Kiyotaka. They've got to be quick here though, because those ghosts are about to come home to mama, and they are going to heal him right the way back up again. Global silence coming down from Kaori, but they now realize that Kiyotaka is absolutely fine, not under any threat at all, although Ari's still being annoying and getting Nightfall a little low, but there's no follow-up at the moment.
They just don't have the damage on Na'Vi. They've got the survivability when they don't get hit by an axe core, but with how long that fight lasted, global Storm's doing really nothing in the fights at the moment. It's all Aurora, and 8.7k net worth Medusa happily TPs in with the Manta. And Courier, he stepped up into the enemy jungle and just dies. Yeah, it really does feel like Na'Vi are falling apart. A draft in which we were expecting a bit more aggression. Sure, we had no expectations of Storm, who got picked into Death Prophet to win the lane, nor did we expect them to protect their tower. The point is, it's just like the smokes, the map movement, maybe being more efficient through how you farm was the recovery, but none of it really happened. They are just getting out-farmed and outplayed at the moment.
They had this window where Toronto Tokyo didn't really have a great lane. He's sitting in the jungle with like half a blade mail. Na'Vi come in and invade the triangle, and at that point in the game, if they just sit on Aurora's side of the map and force Aurora to have to use their spells on them, I think that's a big win for Na'Vi. I think that's a situation they can play into, but diving tier 2, getting awkward with it, Poppy forcing the issues is just never really going to look that good. But Mira's trying to go for a solo play onto Kaori, is going to get him. Now turns around with a shackle onto Copy. Copy doesn't have the most mana to play with here. It is actually just straight up going to have to try and leave.
Playing them.
Yeah, he's actually kind of winning this, isn't he? Copy just needs to get out. Does
and
do
then
so.
Imagine from downtown, Axe just got a dunk there. Oh, he's looking for it though. He's running. He's beelining across the map.
Copy.
He knows Copy. Okay, he does have TP mana now.
Okay, he's out.
Toronto Tokyo. He was trying.
You got to go for
TP
those.
stop though. Yeah. Goes to play behind the Medusa. We didn't talk about it, but Kiyotaka going straight for the ults, right? Going defensive, respecting that Na'Vi might get a kill on him, and I feel like the kill threat on Na'Vi now just is locked into when will Yuragi be ready, right? What happens when Yuragi gets me on a BKB? Sure, it is going to probably be when Medusa has Manta, Butterfly, and a Hurricane Pike, so that static link won't have crazy value on the Medusa.
No, definitely not. Yeah, it's a struggle to see how Na'Vi play out the rest of this game, but nevertheless, it's only 5k gold. It's still plenty of Dota to come, but yeah, from this position here, I don't know what they can do. Jump in, a cool Ari, another random death. And yeah, things really on rails now for Aurora as well. Just Nightfall, he's going to farm up. Every time he hits a timing, he's going to start bullying down these towers. Then he's going to farm up for his next timing. Every time you do this, if you see a hero on the side, Toronto Tokyo will jump in, will get a kill. Kiyotaka, of course, also able to play his own timings this game. Panto going to be forced to sing to get himself away. Uh-oh, and everybody else coming on in here, looking towards Yuragi. The global silence going to come down though and give Yuragi the chance he needs to get himself away. Doing good damage back the way off the side of Aurora, but Kiyotaka is not letting him leave and will get the kill. Copy trying to come in around the side, doesn't find a single thing though. Boom also getting involved with this. Two-man call from Toronto Tokyo easily sets up Kiyotaka for the double kill, and Toronto Tokyo gets one of them as well. And you've got to be asking the question here. Your Razor is dead. They've used their spells. You have no global. Why? I think the answer is because I don't think they're going to be getting a whole lot more out of the rest of this.
Yeah, I'll happily say it post-game, but I'll say it now as well. I think coming into game 3, I think the draft is just really poor from Na'Vi, and when you are playing the qualifiers, trying to get yourself to the Road to International, you cannot have a bad draft. You cannot have a bad day like this in regards to that. And yeah, I think the strategy had so much time to prepare for this, and Game 3, the draft has just let down the team immensely. Like, to try and play with this draft, to give away such specialties, yeah, it is just Aurora all the way. You can see that throughout the series, Aurora just kind of shaped and developed, right? That sure, they had a struggles in Game 2, but that, again, draft-based. And they identified the problems, fixed it, go to Game 3. But coming into Game 3 for Na'Vi, they saw how to beat Aurora in Game 2 and decided to kind of throw that all away. And, yeah, Aurora. 10,000 gold lead. We're watching a highlight here of just a massacre.
Yeah,
really,
it's a close fight. No one's even remotely low. I think, yeah, I didn't really like that. Not great.
I mean, I think Yuragi can see it, right? He's like, how am I meant to win this game? Like,
what am I meant to be doing here, boss? Yeah.
Yeah, my Bristol's got a Vanguard and Blade Mail, hoping to return a bit of damage. My Storm's got absolutely no game. A mid that we picked into the Death Prophet, and he's playing a Razor that unfortunately just hasn't been able to kill anything, right? He didn't punish the Axe in lane, which was half the reason you're picking it. He's not able to lock onto the Medusa because she's so far ahead, 4,000 gold ahead, a whole item ahead, Butterfly completed. Yeah. Again, I don't like to harp on draft often in a Dota game. Of course it's important, but you can always find a way to play it out this time around.
Okay, jumping onto Toronto Tokyo here. It's a decent target if you can get the damage off in time. Global Silence even coming down, but the link has been broken, but they might finish off the kill. Boom! He needs to finish the job, and they will. Kaori gets a kill onto him, but Kaori also goes down himself to Kiyotaka on the side. Now they'll focus all of their attention towards Boom. Boom, he'll get off some good goos, but he will be going down himself. It'll slow down the rest of the team enough to get the rest of Na'Vi to safety. So it's a kill onto a court. It costs them, but they get it. Nightfall just so scary now as well. Manta style butterfly. Even if you do link up Nightfall through the entire fight, he's not really going to care. We might see that come to pass now here as they try to make the play, but I mean, they've still got their Bristleback dead. Silence out onto Copy. Yeah, he's just getting killed off. Yuragi also in trouble here, just stuck on the front lines, also going to die. They have their Bristle team.
They're broken. They're broken.
This is,
I'm sorry. Yeah. He's got the Essence Ring. He has 11 wand.
Yeah, this DP is not as low as she looks. Gonna stick some straws into those enemies and start sucking away. And Ari's gonna be dropping as well. That is gonna be a triple kill for Kiyotaka. Boom nearby. Can't go too close to the Hedgehog. Gotta stay a respectable distance, but that will be the Ultra coming out for Kiyotaka here as well. My God, Kiyotaka on this Death Prophet. Completely unanswered in the draft, completely unanswered in the game. They let it through, and I still have no idea why.
There's only so many ways I can word it, but
yeah,
it's just yeah. Is it stubbornness? Is it a lack of respect, a lack of understanding? Like the way
that's
that you
what I want to kind of say. Like it feels to me that they were just like, oh, we're gonna let it through, and maybe their idea on how to kind of functionally answer the hero is just incorrect.
But it's like, if you let the Death Prophet through, then the logic has to be your side lanes are strong enough that you pressure the carry off lane, so then you have the resources to then sweep into mid lane and then find the kill. Or your mid lane is able to play into the Death Prophet well enough that you can then follow the Death Prophet. When she rotates with Exo, you follow her, you keep taking the fight. You keep bruising her as she tries to bruise you, right? But that's not the case. Like this, the entire draft of Na'Vi has, like, Bristle concedes to Medusa. Again, Razor maybe could have done a bit more against the Axe. I can give them that one. But the Storm's going to do nothing here. You are going to lose the early CS. You're going to lose the everything pretty much. So I'm just honestly shocked that a Game 3 upper bracket qualifying like game has such a weak approach to a Death Prophet that we knew was coming the entire time. So yeah. Na'Vi did it to themselves. It really is as simple as that. And again, luckily for Na'Vi, this is going to be a wake-up call. When they go to low bracket, when they play up against the team down there, and potentially go up against Aurora in the grand finals, like Death Prophet should now be #1 priority. Should have been like that today.
Yeah, I agree. Stone Gaze comes out. That's going to freeze Yuragi solid. He's going to die. This is not a fight. It's another big old non-fight. There's a song just to make sure that they can clean up absolutely everybody in here. maybe the Storm Spirit could get away. Global Silence to cover them here on Na'Vi. Na'Vi trying to fight up into this, but they really do not have anything. Buyback from Kaori for what? To do what? Just to get off the Global Silence, TP in, and watch Boom kind of do another one. What the? Kiyotaka's dead. All right. Well, Boom gets him the tip.
That's a powerful tip. Yeah.
Thanks for the 1,000 gold, Lamau. Yeah.
All right. That's empowering though. You know, getting Kiyotaka to all chat towards Tokyo. It doesn't matter that he's diving the tier 4s. You've got Kiyotaka to all chat. You've got him to smiley face.
Yeah. Oh god. This is a deeply unserious game at this point.
Yeah, I think. Like normally, at least in these moments, right? You try to concoct like, what's the comeback? What's the maybe if Na'Vi can, you know, book a flight to wherever Aurora's boot camping, go kick in the cables, the internet cables, something, get a disconnect or something. But yeah, it's start of this fight. Once again, every engagement just looks to be a massacre. The supports instantly caught off by the axe and Death Prophet. Uragi, he tries to enter the fight, but aggro's the neutral camps, gets stunned up. He also gets sent back to base quite quickly, and he was running over them. 25 minutes in, 19,000 gold. This is what we expected to see, by the way, from Aurora. Like in every game that they played in this qualifier, like we were expecting, they are #1 seed. The fact that it's taken them, what, this is their 3rd series, this is the first game that they truly are dominating to this standard. They've had to warm up a little bit into it, but yeah, what a game 3 from them. Really showing the I think the experience both through play and coaching to ensure that this game 3 is not as close as it could have been.
That's what it comes down to, isn't it? Yeah. There's just so much more experience behind this Aurora side. You know, you would not see this kind of game coming out from Aurora, I don't think. Like, sure, last game they had issues, but it always looked like they had a way back into it, but ouch. Yeah. All right. Blade Mail, the ultimate Kiyotaka counter.
Good.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Imagine if Aurora lose this game though, you know, like we're both yapping about, you know, it's being, I mean, to be fair, I don't know what the win probability is. I haven't looked at it. It's probably like 2% for now, maybe 3%. If you could see it's going to bump up to probably like a good solid 5%. And but it would be, that would be quite a beautiful way. You lose the Aegis. Alright, axe is down.
Yeah, tip towards Panther of all people, but
yeah. Didn't really read into the minimap. Maybe Panther told him to go die down there or something. Who knows?
Yeah, you'll be fine, bottom, bro. Just go
yeah, you'll be
it.
fine. Yeah, it's fine. I'll TP. I'll save you.
Yeah, I'm in range for Song. Don't worry. Here we go. Another Mirror making a solo play, but Ari's got his own snakes to play with, and that's going to be enough to bring down Mirror, but Uragi's going to die as a response to it, as well as Nightfall gets on top of him, and Ari will not be getting his way out of this one either. Kiyotaka with the double kill. Copy jumping in under the cover of the Global Silence, which comes out eventually and allows him to kill off the Naga Siren, so that's going to get him down as Boom again continuing to harass Kiyotaka with his Blade Mail, and now Blink Silence onto Copy. Copy just has to wait forever for that silence to end, but now Prophet actually TPs himself away. Goes back into the fountain, so Nightfall left alone will slither back to his side of the map. Na'Vi probably not super content with that trade considering their Razor died, but we'll have to make do. Been 27 minutes of Aurora domination, 27 kills as well going their way, a kill per minute onto Na'Vi, 17k goal advantage at this point in the game, and that's just looking to go up and up and up.
Yeah,
very hard.
Just rally behind the Medusa, right? To be fair, Medusa has to be by herself to the top lane. But with an Aegis left for 3 minutes, it'd be quite the attempt for the double support duo and Storm to try and kill her off, and yeah, they run away from her very quickly.
I mean, Copy is giving them information that, like, this Medusa is alone, but that's also information they can do absolutely nothing with. As Bristle going to get jumped in the middle lane here as well. I mean, once again, going to try to get off some damage here with the Blade Mail, but not really a whole lot you can do. Ari trying to steal Hex, maybe Shackles gets Ether Shock. At least he can shove waves with this, I guess. Oh, Storm now caught as well. Mira does not leave Copy alone. Can Prophet get here for the silence in time? No, she cannot. Copy is going to get away. Just keeps farming as if nothing's happened.
Tier 3.
Oh no, TP's out. Kaori
Aurora's
killed
doing
up by
everything on
Toronto
the map, by the way.
Tokyo.
Yeah, between Silence at the Tormentor, Storm zipping by the tier 3 top, Nightfall's taking the tier 3 top. Oh, I said top in both, because technically both the top lanes, but the Raiden and Dire top lanes. So many different things happening right now. But Aurora just killing everywhere they can.
Nightfall on the high ground, whilst Iragi jungles. Hey, he's got enough for a Yasha. He can go back and fight this.
Just baffled, mate. Honestly baffled. This is the first game, I think, in the entire
Tough
qualifier
game.
where I've just sat back just in shock, you know? It's like... But luckily for
Just goes-
Navi, it's good to have a wake-up call in the upper bracket, right? Especially against the team that is #1 seed.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a
for
lot
sure.
to learn from this series to ensure that you are a new Navi for tomorrow.
Definitely. I mean, hey, they'll definitely deal with the Death Prophet tomorrow, I'm sure. In one way or
Yeah,
another.
no, that's... Who
You'd
knows? Oh, Silence is in the high ground. Oh, sorry, Storm's in the high ground. Getting Silence.
He is silence on the high ground. You're absolutely right. As I'll jump in onto Iragi. Iragi is dead. Aurora looking to stamp their ticket into those grand finals. They want to be just a singular match away from the road to the international. Boom, getting jumped now as well. There's the song coming out. Toronto, Tokyo, just putting himself in between the two, sitting there, ready, and gets lifted. But still doesn't really make much of a difference here. Iragi tries to get the link onto Nightfall. Sure, you might kill him once, maybe. Maybe. No, you won't. Just kidding. Nightfall's fine. GG is called. Game number 3. It goes to Aurora. Game number 1, they get squashed by the Death Prophet. Game number 2, they ban out the Death Prophet. Game number 3, they do not ban out the Death Prophet. They get squashed by the Death Prophet once again.